That's what you want to do as a player. You want to make sure that you hit them in the first or second series.
Rob Ninkovich on Green with Mike Greenberg. Jameis Winston will back up Breeze Sunday. Washington quarterback Dwayne Haskins starts in place of the injured Alex Smith this week versus the Seahawks. During today's Zoom call, Notre Dame coach Brian Kelly said if the Irish make the college football playoff, they'd consider not playing if families aren't allowed to attend the semifinal game. One semi is at the Rose Bowl in Pasadena, and current California COVID-19 restrictions do not allow fans at games.
Look, we all accidentally damage our phones. It happens. Now, Straight Talk Wireless's new Platinum Unlimited plan includes phone protection. Just $65 a month for unlimited talk, text, data, and more. See Mobile Protect terms and conditions at Asurion.com/Straight Talk. Limitations and exclusions apply.
This is broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar Levine Studios.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austen Lane.
Happy Friday. On the eve of which could be possibly the most exciting football Saturday that we've had in a long time. It's a full buffet of football tomorrow, and I can't wait for it. This is why I got in the business in the first place, right? Because, we got the we have the championship games going on. We got Northwestern taking on Ohio State. You got Oklahoma taking on Iowa State, if you're into that kind of thing. You got Clemson taking on Notre Dame. Minnesota taking on Wisconsin for Paul Bunyan's axe, once again, if you're that type of thing. And, of course, you got Alabama taking on Florida for the SEC championship. But they didn't stop there. The football gods poked through the clouds and said, let's give them some NFL as well. So you got the Bills and the Broncos. You got the Panthers and the Packers. And let's be honest, two games that, to be fair, don't look that good on paper. But when we're talking about fantasy football championships on the line, when we're talking about bragging rights and most importantly, pride on the line, you better believe those Saturday games in the NFL are important to a lot of people. And I'm going to enjoy nothing more than sitting on my couch, and my son's probably going to come up to me, hey, Dad, can I watch Bubble Guppies or SpongeBob? And I'm going to be like, hey, son, can't help you out. Daddy's got to work. And then when my wife comes in, hey, can I watch the baking championship, yada, yada, yada on the Food Network? Sorry, babe, I got to work. And that's why I got in the business in the first place, because tomorrow I got nothing on my plate. I got nothing on tap, but sitting myself on my couch and just watching football all day, obviously until the nighttime. And then I actually have to go corner some MMA fighters that I help train out. So that'll actually be in Jacksonville as well. It's called Combat Night for all you people out there. But it's going to be a chocked full day of football tomorrow, and I'm here for it. I can't wait. And finally, maybe we can put to bed all the discrepancies, all the bantering back and forth with the top four in the NCAA of who's going to go to the college football playoff and who's not going to go. Like, let's be honest. Right now, if Ohio State wins, if Clemson or Notre Dame, if that game's even close, and obviously if Alabama wins, then say no more. Those are the four teams right there. Enough said. And that's why I don't get into these giant debates. That's why, and I understand, the rankings are designed for the debate, right? Everyone's got their homerism, if you will. Everyone's got their school that they want to see go to the playoff or be ranked higher than some other school. Nobody wants to see their school behind Cincinnati unless you go to Cincinnati. So, there's all these things that come into play. And I get it. There's the SEC pride and all of that good old stuff, and I understand it. But at the end of the day, this is set up for what it's going to be. And maybe that does make an exciting experience this Saturday, depending who wins and who loses, but it makes it the right experience. As long as the top four teams go, that's all I care about. But Austin, what about Cincinnati? They've earned it. They're 8-0. They got a solid defense, yada, yada, yada. And I understand that. And you know what? They probably shouldn't have dropped from number 7. Iowa State should probably be behind Cincinnati right now. You can go back and forth on that all you want to. But I can sit here right now, and I can say, well, who's the better team, Cincinnati or Coastal Carolina? And I'm sure 99% of you out there would tell me Cincinnati in a second. And you'd probably be right. But then if you go deeper and you dive deeper at the resumes, listen, Coastal Carolina beat BYU. BYU arguably, between who Coastal Carolina has played and who Cincinnati has played, was probably the toughest team either team has played. And guess what? Coastal Carolina beat them. Now, I don't care it was short notice. I don't care that BYU flew halfway across the country into hostile territory. Everyone's rocking mullets. It's on a teal field. It's just weird, man. It's just a weird scene in Coastal Carolina and college football. But damn, do they do it right. Damn, is it different, but damn, do they do it right. You know why? Because it's like spring break of college football, and I'm here for it. My point, though, is everybody's talking about Cincinnati. And whether you do or not, it is what it is. But how come nobody's talking about Coastal Carolina? They're undefeated. They played 11 games, and they're undefeated. And they beat BYU and Zach Wilson. So what more do you want from them? What, do you despise them because they try to put Zach Wilson on his back after Zach Wilson's interception? Why isn't anybody ever talking about Coastal Carolina? I understand they're the underdog. They're the young upstarts. They're kind of like the UCF from a while ago. But at the end of the day, they have every right to be up there with Cincinnati, in my opinion, because they beat the best team between both of them. Enough said, hands down, end of story. So that's why I'm not campaigning for Cincinnati to be in a top 4 if it's an absolute chaos this Saturday, if Northwestern beats Ohio State and yada, yada, yada. Listen, Cincinnati, you had a good season, 8-0. You can't knock that. I respect it. And once again, I respect your coach. I respect the way you guys play football. But you mean to be crazy if you mean to tell me that your school right now is one of the top 4 in the country. I'm not sure how the recruiting visits in the past have gone to Cincinnati. I'm not sure if the head coach is like, hey, you come here, college football playoff. I have a hard time believing that's what they sell, right? And maybe they do, maybe they don't. But at the end of the day, they're not one of the top 4 teams in the country. Now, can Cincinnati beat one of the top 4 teams in the country? Absolutely. I think if Cincinnati were to play maybe Ohio State or whatever, I mean, it could happen. It's football. It's why we watch. It's why we're fans. But to sit here and say that Cincinnati is getting done a disservice because they're number 8 right now, nah. Go take that someplace else. Because I can make the exact same argument right now for Coastal Carolina because they beat BYU. Enough said. And USC maybe has a little argument themselves, but once again, we're talking about 5 games. And I don't want to hear the comparisons between USC and Ohio State. But Austin, USC, they're 5-0, so is Ohio State. Where's the respect for USC? Like I've debated about before, Ohio State started this season, I believe, at number 2. In the rankings, in the preseason polls. You know who didn't? USC, right? And once again, it's not USC's fault that they only played 5 games this season. That's COVID-19 for you. That's the landscape we're in right now. And guess what? It sucks for everybody. But at the end of the day, Ohio State was started out very ranked, ranked number 2 or whatever it was, and they've only fallen to number 4 because they've obviously played 5 games. They started out on the throne. Okay, and they've had no reason to exit the throne. So if they beat Northwestern, then congratulations, Ohio State, you're in. And if you're a Jaguars fan, you should be celebrating this. I get it. You want to see Texas A&M or somehow, in a landslide victory over Alabama. You want to see Florida. But I'm excited for Justin Fields. I want to see what Justin Fields is bringing to the table. Because if you don't remember how Justin Fields did last year in the college football playoff, when they played Clemson, he had a couple bad throws. Now, he had some yardage, but he had a couple interceptions. So I want to see if the kid from Ohio State, who had some good but also had some bad last year against Clemson, I want to see if he's learned anything, right? Because we've had 5 games this year to see what he's got. And 4 of those 5 games, he was pretty damn good with his legs and his arm. That one game that sticks out to me, though, that I cannot get out of my mind no matter how much I try to, that Indiana game, no bueno. Bad throws. And I'm talking horrible throws. I'm talking throws that make you go, man, I don't know about this guy. He can put those rumors, he can put that speculation, he can put those red flags to me to rest in the college football playoff. So you better believe, and listen, of all people who wants to see chaos in college football, I'm an agent of chaos. I love chaos in the NBA. I love chaos in college football. I love chaos in the NCAA basketball tournament. I love chaos. It makes things exciting. But I don't want to see Northwestern beat Ohio State because I want to see Fields go. And to be fair, I want to see Trevor Lawrence as well. So I want Clemson to beat Notre Dame. And you know what? Might as well let Notre Dame go as well. And Alabama, best team all year. You can't tell me differently. Yes, they have a high-powered offense, but don't underestimate their defense as well. I want to see Alabama as well. Like, I respect Cincinnati, and I respect Coastal Carolina, and yeah, I get the whole Florida, Gator thing. Kyle Trask, great story. Kyle Pitts, please come to Jacksonville. I get all those narratives. But at the end of the day, just give me the 4 best teams with some pretty dang good quarterback play. Let me sit back and watch that. So we're going to break those games down later a little more in depth. Which teams do actually have a chance to pull off the upset? Do you like Northwestern? Do you like the Florida Gators? Do you like, I'm not sure if it will really be an upset, but do you like Notre Dame? We'll break that down later. Interesting football game last night as well. And by the way, I should probably preface this by saying I am doing this show by myself today. My co-host Brent Martineau, little vacay for him. I think he's actually at a golf tournament today. And by the way, what a day for a golf tournament. Kuz, how cold was it this morning? 30?
I was
34?
I was going to say like 48.
This morning? I thought it was a little chillier
I don't
than
know,
that.
but I didn't get
What
out of
time
bed.
you can get up to like what, noon?
Well, no, I got up around like 10:30.
Ooh.
Got up early.
When you say you didn't get up, like you were like you woke up at 10:30 or you didn't get out of bed till 10:30?
I woke up around 8 and didn't get out of bed till 10:30.
Oh man. What is that like? What is that like? Just no kids. Do you have any pets? You have a fish.
I have a
doesn't count.
goldfish.
That doesn't count.
It
No.
was making some noise.
No. What? What was it saying?
It was splashing. It was pissed off it didn't have food.
Okay, well then that's some noise. That's some noise. But man, what a life you lead. My point though is, did you have the whole windshield scraper? Did you have any
no,
frost
I didn't have
advisory?
by
So
the time
we're good
I got
today.
I did park in the right spot though, so I probably wouldn't have anyway.
My man. But my point is, hey, a little chilly this morning for the sport of golf. Now, I'm not trying to hate on colder temperatures or anything like that. I'm the first guy that has gone snowboarding in temperatures that were minus 10, okay? And I did that with a broken hand, and it was idiotic because I got frostbite because I put a wool sock over my hand, then proceeded to get frostbite on my fingertips. And guess what? I went out the next day again. Why? Because I'm a snowboarding junkie, and I don't have a lot of time to do it, so I take advantage of the opportunities that I get. But to be out there this morning, swinging a golf club, nah, man. All right? That's one thing that I cannot co-sign on.
It's weird, too, because, like, right around now, like, last weekend we went out, and it's, like, when you first start, right, like, you'll wear pants and, like, a golf shirt. And when you first start, you're like, man, I'm cold, and, like, you're like, this might be a rough round. Like, I'm feeling it. And then by, like, right around now, you're, like, sweating, and you're like, I wish I was in shorts.
For
it's
real?
so hot.
Yeah, I definitely wouldn't know that. Because I just feel like when you're golfing, like, you're not really sweating. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not
Well,
a physical.
in Florida you are just because it's
Well,
hot.
yeah, usually. But I'm saying today, it was pretty chilly. And by the way, I'm not hating on the coldness. I can rock a jean vest now. I can put on a hoodie if I need to. I can wear pants. I'm not opposed to all those type of things. But hey, Florida, let's just go ahead and stay in our lane here. You gonna be hot? You gonna be cold? Okay? Because last couple weeks you were cold. And then you were hot again, and I'm telling you right now, Kuz, and this can be my admission of guilt here, when these temperatures fluctuate up and down, this is when I get sick, okay? And I say, like, I don't get sick a lot, but when it's 80 degrees one day, and then it's like 30 degrees the next day, that's when I get sick. And especially now in these COVID times, you got to watch what you're doing.
I was
right?
seeing a lot of people talking about how, like, because of everyone extra cleaning things, they feel like they haven't gotten as sick this year. But, like, I feel like I'm knock on wood, I guess. Like,
Find all the wood, Kuz.
Yeah.
Find all the wood.
I haven't really gotten, like, sick, like, even just, like, a cold, really, in a few years now.
Yeah. No, for
So-
sure. I think it's because, people are washing their hands as well. I mean,
Yeah.
dude, I've never washed my hands so much. Feels good. It feels good to
My
be
hands are
clean
really dry
sometimes.
from it.
I'm grinding. I mean, listen, I'll be honest with you. Like, when I go to the bathroom, yeah, I wash my hands. But, hey, yeah, I wash my hands, okay?
Yeah, okay.
I'm going to say that again. Yes, I wash my hands when I go to the bathroom. I grew up that way, okay? I was raised that way.
But, like,
But everything else? Nah, man. Come
Well,
on.
like-
What are we talking about?
so let me ask you this. This might be where I come in a little crazy. Before you start your workouts and after you start your workouts, do you wash your hands?
Now or
But
whenever?
in general.
No. For what?
I wash them every time.
Nope.
After
Nope.
everything.
Nope. The last thing I want is to use some aloe vera kind of soap and get rid of my calluses and have these milky soft hands. Nah, Coos. When I'm trying to break some weight, and because I don't lift it, Coos, I'm trying to break weight in the gym. And when I'm trying to break some weight, the last thing I want is milky soft hands, right? I need calluses.
Well, I don't
need
want,
dirt. Coos. I need dirt. I need grime. Boom. That's what I need. I can't have these clean hands. Like, I'm reminded because I grew up with my grandparents. So like my grandpa, was a carpenter, worked at a mill as well, right? So like, dude, his hands are like permanently like tarnished. Like they're just, they're dark. They're dirty. I mean,
they're a whole callus.
They're one giant callus. Yeah, that's exactly what my grandpa's hands are, man. All right? And I'll tell you what, man, one of the toughest dudes I ever met, one of the toughest dudes I still know to this day. And like, I always remember being a kid, like, sitting at the table, because back then you had to sit at the table to eat dinner. It's not like now where you can just go to your room or sit on the couch and watch TV. Like, no, we all had to gather around the table. We had to talk about our day. My grandpa would usually complain because something happened at work, and I would sit through the cursing and all that stuff. But like, a moment that just sticks out to me is just looking at his battered and beaten hands, man. Like arthritis and, fingers going one way, fingers going the other way, man. Like, and I look at my hands, I'm like, I got a long ways to go to get to that level. You know what I'm saying? And I'm trying to be blue collar as possible. Now, I'm not getting the job done in here. All right, this is a white collar gig, man. Let's be honest here. But I'm trying to stay blue collar, man. I'm trying to stay true to my roots. And you can tell a lot about the hands.
So I guess that means I'm a wimp because I clean my hands in between.
I mean, you know what, Kuz? If you like gains, then don't clean your hands. Now, if you don't care about gains, if you don't care about progress, if you don't care about the mindset and the whole staple of lifting weights, then yeah, man, wash your hands, disinfect your hands, do all that kind of stuff. I'm just giving you my spiel. You can do whatever you want to do, man. Don't let me stop your grind. I'm just saying where I'm coming from. Okay, we all good with that?
Deal, yeah,
well,
no.
And here's the thing about me right now. So, I spend a lot of time at the YMCA. Why? Because the NFL pays for it. So I get all my weight training and some cardio there. And like, dude, I mean, I'm very thorough. Like every time I use like a dumbbell or I use like a bench, obviously I wipe it down,
Yeah.
And I think that's helping, obviously, but I'm trying to make the people around me feel comfortable as well. Now, I will have a mask around my neck, and if I'm in a group of people, then I'll put it up. I'll be honest, when I'm doing sprints, when I'm doing heavy lifts, I take the mask down because I can't breathe, okay? Call me a wimp if you want. I'm just saying it's fun to breathe. Yeah. So, but like, I'm to the point now where even if I have dirty hands, I'm like, well, when I'm wiping the machine down the dumbbells, I'm like, well, these disinfectant wipes are disinfecting my hands as well. So technically, I guess I do wash my hands at the gym then.
Yeah, well, but I mean, I was doing this before the pandemic and everything.
Oh, trust me, Kuz, I've seen your hands.
Yeah.
I know what you're working with, man. You're all good. You're all good. Do you wear gloves? Dude, it's such a funny thing. That was one of the funniest things that I ever noticed in the weight room coming up in college and especially the NFL is the whole philosophy of weightlifting gloves. Now, when I say weightlifting gloves, more specifically like football, wide receiver gloves, right? Because usually there's like the weightlifting gloves that they have the fingers cut out. Like no one's rocking those. This isn't the 1990s. No one's wearing weightlifting gloves anymore unless you're Arnold Schwarzenegger, Sylvester Stallone. Like nobody's rocking those things. And if I see you rocking those things in the gym, I'll be honest with you, man. I'm going to social distance you and then some. But what I'm talking about, though, is, hey, maybe you're doing a deadlift. Maybe you're doing a power clean or a hang clean, and you need a little extra grip, right? So what do? You break out the gloves. Now, you go with wide receiver gloves because lineman gloves, and I'm not sure if they changed now, but back when I played, lineman gloves had no grip. It was like wearing like a catcher's mitt. It was like just leather. You sweated in it. It got all nasty. After one practice, they would stink. Offensive linemen, too, are some grimy dudes. Well, they used to be. Not anymore when Juwan Taylor's the best dressed up player on the team. But they used to be really grimy. And the worst thing would be is smelling those gloves, man, those leather gloves. Well, receiver gloves, they have like this state-of-the-art synthetic material where anything can stick to it. So we all rocked receiver gloves when we're power cleaning, man. I'll never forget. I did that all through college. I mean, had some of my highest numbers with receiver gloves. Get to the NFL, I put some receiver gloves on. My first time we're doing 1-rep maxes. Luke Richardson was my first strength coach in the NFL for the Jacksonville Jaguars. goes, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm putting I'm putting gloves on because, I'm doing heavy weight and I don't want to like tear anything in my hand." He's like, "Yeah, let's go ahead and take those off real quick," right? Because we don't wear gloves in here. We build calluses. We build hand strength. And I felt kind of like an idiot because nobody else had the gloves except me. So now I'm like the black sheep of the weightlifting group. I'm like, yeah, you're right. And while we're at it, go ahead and take those 25s off and let's go down a little bit of a weight. So that was kind of my welcome to the NFL moment in terms of the weight room. But hey, man, at the end of the day, you do what you got to do, right? And I learned from it. I got calluses on these hands, and you better believe these calluses are going nowhere. Wash your hands when you have to, but if you don't, I'm not hating on you.
Action Sports Jax with Brent Martineau on ESPN 690 is brought to you by Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
It'll be cool today, but lots of sunshine. Highs in the mid-50s. Join me beginning at 5 p.m. for CBS 47 at Fox 30. Action News Jax from the First Alert Weather Center. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Just in time for the holidays. Save up to 40% on everything store-wide at Beard's Diamonds.
Hi, it's Brian Kilmeade for Phil Aiken Home Team Keller Williams Realty. I'm talking with Greg and Gary about their recent home sale. Why did you call Phil Aiken?
We called Phil Aiken because we had heard that his team will sell your house quickly and for more money than any of the other realtors in town.
Tell us what happened.
Phil Aiken and his A-team, they will make the process very easy. Sold in 4 days and got over asking price.
Well, that's great. So how did you think they were able to sell it so fast?
Because Phil has the buyers and they have the team that can get the job done quickly and stress-free.
What would you tell a friend who is looking for a real estate agent to sell their home?
Would I recommend Phil Aiken and the A-team? Absolutely.
Well, the results speak for themselves, right? Phil Aiken and his team have the systems and will even guarantee to sell your home in writing or buy it himself.
Yes, we got better results than we expected.
Thanks, Gary. Friends, hire the agent with the buyers looking to buy a home right now. Call Phil Aiken. Call 500-PHIL. That's 500-PHIL, or visit philhasthebuyers.com.
We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope, and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talon Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000. Or visit guardingyournestegg.com.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At Lloyd's Construction and Consulting, we've been celebrating 10 years in business. Over the years, we've constructed thousands of projects in the Northeast Florida region. For commercial to residential, we handle each project with the respect and care it deserves. We look forward to speaking with you about your next construction project. Find out more at lloydsconstruction.net.
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
This Christmas, what do you buy for the golfer in your life? Cheap rounds and lots of them. That's what you'll get with a Dream 18 golf card. 8 rounds of golf for less than $12 per round, plus card fees, at great area golf courses like the Queens Harbor Yacht and Country Club, Lemon Island Golf Club, and 6 others. And this isn't just a golf card. You get a free shirt from Baker Sports, a free dome hat, a free smoothie from Smoothie King, plus 15% off any purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Go to ESPN690.com to purchase the Dream 18 card for just $95. It's the perfect gift just in time for the holidays.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 43rd annual holiday sale now with 30% off on GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. Monahan's has it all. We're not a big box store. We're your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory. Monahan's has jewelry for every budget with interest-free financing. Enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Just in time for the holidays, make sure to stock up on your favorite Bud Light Seltzer variety, classic and remix packs this season. Also, look out for the new Ultra Organic Seltzer coming in January. Grab all the refreshing low-calorie flavors at Racetrack, Brookview Food Store, or Blanding Grocery. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
During the Happy Honda Day sales event, your local Honda dealer can make it a reality. Clearance pricing on all Honda models? Got it. Top dollar for your trade? Got it. Special financing? Got it. Going on now at your local Honda dealer. Don't miss this sales event. We are dealing.
Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Zubin Mahente.
I despise analytics. It felt like Kevin Cash lost his ability to feel the game.
Keyshawn, Jay, Will, and Zubin. Weekday mornings at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio. Or streaming live on the ESPN app.
Brent Martineau.
Never heard of what happened in Iowa yesterday, and I don't even know how to pronounce the name of it. Derecho.
Austen Lane.
Iowa State Cyclones. Should call them the Derechos. You can shorten it up, call them the Chos. Why not, man? I'm into it.
Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
When it comes down to it, I think it's part of your job to be prepared. And the coaching staff here does a great job of making sure, not only myself, but Nate is ready to go. So, when it comes down to it, just try to give these guys a chance to win, and unfortunately we came up a little short.
Raiders backup quarterback, well, now could be a starting quarterback going forward, Marcus Mariota. After that 30-27 overtime loss, pretty entertaining game for the most part, because let's be honest, both these teams now have nothing to play for in terms of a playoff status, if you will. But I thought that Justin Herbert, man, and I get it, he's had the ebbs and flows of a rookie quarterback. He showed a lot of greatness. He's had a couple rough games. But overall, man, Justin Herbert, I think, is going to be something special going forward. They definitely got one there with the Chargers. And I wish, and Kuz, I'm putting this one on you, man. And this is your end-of-the-year homework, if you will. You got to find the clip where I said, put it down, Justin Herbert would win NFL Rookie of the Year, and you'd have a better season than Joe Burrow, hands down. Now, it's pretty easy to say when Joe Burrow got hurt, but I even meant that if Joe Burrow was going to play the full season, I thought Herbert was in a better position just because of all the weapons that he had with the Chargers. Now, I didn't foresee T. Higgins and Mixon, and, well, Mixon got hurt a little bit, but, Cincinnati's offense doesn't slouch at as well. But Justin Herbert's definitely making some money for himself going forward. And it's looking like right now, where there are some problems in L.A., obviously some things need to be fixed. Is Anthony Lynn going to be the coach going forward? We'll find out. But at least right now, if you're a Chargers fan, you have the quarterback position locked up for years to come. And that's one of the best feelings in the world if you're not going to go to the playoffs. But what I'm taking away from that Marcus Mariota comment right there, and keep in mind, Marcus Mariota, the third highest paid backup quarterback in the NFL, $7.5 million a year, right? So, but of course, he's supposed to come out there and do his thing, right? But this is why I'm so adamant, and I see a small minority out there that are saying, well, Gardner Minshew's done. Get him out of Jacksonville. He could be a distraction. Let's see what Jake Luton's got. Yada, yada, yada. We can all agree right now when I say that we're not necessarily mad at Gardner Minshew and how this season played out. We're just disappointed. And you know what? Sometimes that's worse, let's be honest. Like, if a parent tells you that they're not mad, they're just disappointed, that can break your heart, man, right? And that's how I feel with Gardner Minshew. I didn't say he was going to be the guy going forward. I said, let's wait and see what happens. And I think a lot of Jaguars fans did the exact same thing. You waited, and you know what? For whatever reason, it just didn't work out. And you had the offensive tools to do it. I understand the hand injury. I understand new offensive coordinator. But at the end of the day, you know that Gardner Minshew more than likely won't be the guy going forward. But that's not to say he's not going to be a great backup quarterback. And that's why I'm so adamant about keeping him in this franchise. And who knows? Maybe a team can come along and offer him for the Jaguars like a 5th-round pick or maybe even a 4th-round pick. And as crazy as this is going to sound right now, I wouldn't even take that for Gardner Minshew. I understand that it's a great return on your 6th-round investment that you drafted him at, but I think Gardner Minshew going forward is a valuable asset that enough people are not that people are not talking about quite yet. Marcus Mariota showed yesterday what the backup quarterback is all about. Okay, Derek Carr running towards the goal line, tears a groin. Literally, I think he tore it right off because you knew right away that Derek Carr was not going to come back in that game. And Marcus Mariota is a guy who Jaguars fans should know very well, right? He's beaten the Jaguars a couple of times. He's had some highlights against the Jaguars a couple of times. And you know what? Truth be told, he's had some moderate success in the NFL with the Tennessee Titans. Now it didn't work out. They bring in Ryan Tannehill, and you know what? The Tennessee Titans look genius for doing it. So he goes to Las Vegas on a very, lucrative contract, a very incentive-laden contract, which you could probably cash out on now, depending if he keeps starting the rest of the season. But he goes to Las Vegas, and he waits, and he waits, and he waits, and he waits for his opportunity. And last night you saw Marcus Mariota come in, and he did the job of what a backup quarterback's supposed to do. You don't have to win the game. You don't have to put the team on your back and say, let's go, guys, I'm leading to the promised land. Because there's not a lot of backup quarterbacks out there that can do that. And I don't care how much you're paying for them. The job of a backup quarterback is that spark. It's that energy. And when Marcus Mariota came in for that first drive, you saw that spark. You saw that energy. You saw that pass to Darren Waller. And it snowballed from there. Now, that's not to say that Mariota had a perfect game because guess what? The interception at the end, lost him the game, all right? And let's be honest, football is more than just one play, but that play right there, that interception, that decision by the backup quarterback cost the Raiders the game. But I'm just saying from that standpoint, when Derek Carr goes out, there was a spark that came in and all of a sudden the energy, the enthusiasm of the Raiders, it changed. And it was noticeable. It was noticeable from, my place in Jacksonville. I could see it on the big screen TV. So when we talk about Gardner Minshew going forward, and I know there's people out there that probably just want to wash their hands of the whole thing, right? Because I think some people out there think that Gardner Minshew could be a distraction, right? Obviously, the whole Doug Marrone drama with the broken hand, or was it broken, or was it the agent? Like, whatever the case may be, you feel that there's still a rift between Doug Marrone, between Jay Gruden, and Gardner Minshew. And you don't want your starting quarterback having that rift with any kind of coach, especially the head coach and offensive coordinator. So we know that's there. Now, what we don't know is how his teammates feel about it, right? Because we saw when Gardner Minshew, when he was in there before he got hurt, we saw the frustration on DJ Chark. We saw the frustration on a couple wide receivers and pass catchers. And it begs the question, did they know this was going on? Right? Like, was this some kind of drawn-out long saga that nobody was really talking about because we didn't have the behind-the-scenes details? Well, maybe one day that'll come out in the book 10 years down the line, but we don't know that right now. But I do know this. Gardner Minshew gives you the best chance to win. It's not up for debate. You can't tell me any differently. Gardner Minshew gives you the best chance to win. All due respect to Mike Glennon and Jake Luton. And whether his teammates in that locker room respect Gardner Minshew, whether they trust Gardner Minshew, they understand that. And if you think that the NFL, it's all buddy-buddy about you want to see some of your friends make it over the best player, sometimes that may be the case. But let's be honest right now. This is a very desperate Jaguars locker room. They've won one game all season. Worst record in franchise history so far. We'll see how it pans out. The last thing they really care about right now, in my opinion, once again, I'm not in there, but I can tell you from experience, is the trust factor right now. All I would care about is if this guy can put me in the best position to win. And Minshew does that. So don't sit here and tell me, well, Minshew's a distraction. He lied to his teammates. He lied to his coaches. He should be gone. Nuh-uh, okay? Because you have the opportunity to have a backup quarterback at a fraction of the price, basically. You could have one of the best backup quarterbacks in the league on a rookie 6th-round contract. Do you know how rare that is? Do you know how many teams would kill for that? And then let's talk about the future going forward. we can assume right now, depending how the season shakes out, you're probably going to get Trevor Lawrence. You're probably going to get Justin Fields. Maybe Zach Wilson, maybe Trey Lance and some dark horses, but you're getting one of those guys for sure with your first pick that you have. So you essentially have now 2 quarterbacks with very low return rate in terms of cash. You have 2 quarterbacks that you can build around that aren't going to eat up the salary cap. And that's a beautiful thing. Now, yeah, you're still paying first-round money to the quarterback, but trust me, man, those contracts get a lot more expensive the second time around. Go and ask Deshaun Watson how that works out. Go ahead and ask Patrick Mahomes, Carson Wentz how that works out. Ask their teams how that works out. So the Jaguars are going to be in the advantageous position to say, you know what? We have 2 quarterbacks, obviously a starter in Fields or Lawrence, whoever you get, and we have a pretty solid backup quarterback, and we're paying him essentially nothing. That's what you want. And you know what? You have a lot of salary cap next year, to work with, so then work with it. Bring in a high-priced receiver. Bring in a high-priced 3 technique. Do what you got to do, but just know that the quarterback position won't be the problem. And once you have that shored up, you can do a lot of special things. Now, I'm not here's to say that, Fields works out and Trevor Lawrence works out, and obviously I'm knocking on the biggest piece of wood that I can find, because if you're a Jags fan, you hope it works out, but I'm just saying from the price tag, you can't beat it. So that's why Gardner Minshew's staying here in Jacksonville. That's why he's not going anywhere, and that's why you don't trade him away, because you have the quarterback position, the starter and the backup. It's all formality at this point. And a lot of teams, to be fair, can't say that. Now, I'm not going to say, if for whatever reason, once again, finding the biggest piece of wood to knock on here, if Justin Fields for some reason would be out for an extended period of time, would Minshew come in and lead the team to the playoffs? Hard to say. You know what? Probably not from what I've seen this year. But that's not the backup quarterback's job, right? Like if Carson Wentz back in 2017 goes out maybe in week 2 or week 3, do you think Nick Foles would have led them to the playoffs and then led them to the Super Bowl? I'd say probably not. Now, you could try to debate me if you wanted to, but I'm here to say he probably wouldn't, right? Like Foles came in at the right time, offered the spark, they had the game plan, they win a Super Bowl. Now he's in Chicago backing up Mitchell Trubisky. Like that's the beauty of the backup quarterback position. Like if you take any backup quarterback in the NFL, set aside from maybe Taysom Hill, but any other quarterback, you say, all right, if the starting quarterback went down in training camp, the backup quarterback could get him to the playoffs. I don't care what your roster looks like. And I don't even care if you're the Kansas City Chiefs and have all that firepower. To me, it's not the backup quarterback's job to salvage a season. It's the backup quarterback's job to provide that spark when you need it. And then hopefully everything else works out after that. And I think Gardner Minshew can be that spark. Now, will he be a distraction? That big personality, would that gel in a locker room? I'm here to tell you right now, if you can't make it work, and whoever this new coaching staff coming in, whoever the new GM coming in, if you can't make it work with Gardner Minshew as your backup quarterback, then why did you take this job in the first place? Because I'm here to tell you right now that you're not qualified then. Simple as that. Like, Gardner Minshew didn't set out to make himself this off-beaten star. We did that. He's not the first quarterback to ever wear a headband, all right? But we made him the star. We were into the mustache thing. We were into the headband thing. We were into the jean shorts thing. I don't think Minshew ever really asked for a lot of that, because you know why? Gardner Minshew's just being himself, man. Like that's truly who he is. I was one of the very first people, if not the first person in this Jacksonville media market to interview Gardner Minshew at the Senior Bowl. And even when I talked to him then, yeah, the mustache wasn't there. But even when I talked to him then, you got the feeling that this guy's a different cat. This guy's a little off the wall. He's a very tactical and smart individual. But there's something about this guy. There's something about that you kind of want to have a beer with this guy in Mobile, Alabama, right? Like, he just had that factor. And then when he comes to Jacksonville, we all made him that big, right? We all started wearing the headbands. He didn't ask for that. Now, he took advantage of it with like Budweiser and Snickers and all that stuff, because you know why? Who wouldn't? Talk to Baker Mayfield about taking advantage. That guy is everywhere. He's in every single commercial. Why wouldn't you try to max out on your personality and your style and your playing abilities? Aaron Rodgers does it. Everybody does it. I'm never going to hate on somebody for maxing out the potential money that they can make because of the sport that they play. I'll never hate on anybody for what they do. Absolutely not. But my point is, yes, Gardner Minshew kind of became this folk hero, but we all made him that way. So now we can't say, well, he's going to be a distraction going forward. He's going to, take away from the starting quarterback. You can't say that. That's all in your mind, right? Like, I think he's going to be a great backup quarterback. I think he can be a great teammate. Sure, he still wants to be a starter going forward. I get that. What backup quarterback doesn't? But at the end of the day, you got to realize, Jaguars fans, you still got something special in Gardner Minshew, just in a different role. And you got to make sure that you keep him here. Because the last thing you want to do is see him go someplace else and have success. You want to have him for a low value. You want to have him for a low price tag. So keep him here. And if one day and one more time I'm knocking on some wood, if you ever need a spark, you got a firecracker waiting on that bench to go in and show you what he can do.
ESPN 690 SportsCenter Update.
Happy Friday. I'm Jake Mitchell. Thursday Night Football last night took more than regulation to name a winner. The Chargers did take the AFC West showdown in OT 30-27. Derek Carr, quarterback for the Raiders, was injured early in the game. Marcus Mariota came in and balled out, finishing the game with 226 passing yards and 88 on the ground, plus 2 touchdowns. Here's head coach John Gruden on Derek Carr's injury.
I don't believe it's a real tear, but obviously if he can't finish the game, it's got to be pretty significant. The concussion to Renfro hurt us a lot also. We're already missing Ruggs. So it was tough.
And in Jags news, another defensive player is off the squad. Linebacker Kamale Correa is leaving the team for personal reasons. You may remember the Jags traded the 6th-round pick for the linebacker earlier this season. The SportsCenter Update is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. If you're working from home and want to listen to ESPN, tell your smart speaker to play ESPN 690.
Keyshawn Johnson.
You took Kyler Murray and stuck him in Baltimore. I believe you'll get the same thing Arizona's getting now.
He knows the NFL.
But don't say that if he was in Baltimore right now, they'd have a better shot at winning the Super Bowl. No, that's a lie.
And the NFL knows him.
If you took those weapons that's in Arizona and dropped them in Baltimore along with Kyler Murray, that's a different story.
Get inside the NFL with Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zubin every morning starting at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio and on ESPN News.
Paid for by Get Upside. Man, how can you afford gas for that big SUV?
I pay less for gas than everyone else. I got the free Get Upside gas app and get up to 25 cents a gallon cash back every time I buy gas.
Hold on. You're getting up to 25 cents off a gallon with the free Get Upside gas app while I'm paying full price?
You know it. People earned over $1 million last year. You just got to take a picture of your gas receipt and bam, up to 25 cents a gallon cash back.
You don't have to tell me twice. I'm downloading the free Get Upside gas app now. Download the free Get Upside app now in the App Store or Google Play and save up to 25 cents a gallon when you buy gas. Use promo code PUMP for a 50-cent a gallon bonus on your first tank. That's up to 75 cents a gallon on your next tank. Just download the free Get Upside app at the App Store or Google Play and use promo code PUMP. Save money on gas on every fill-up. Just download the free Get Upside app and use promo code PUMP. That's PUMP. Visit getupside.com for terms.
We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope, and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talon Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000. Or visit guardingyournestegg.com.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At Lloyd's Construction and Consulting, we've been celebrating 10 years in business. Over the years, we've constructed thousands of projects in the Northeast Florida region. For commercial to residential, we handle each project with the respect and care it deserves. We look forward to speaking with you about your next construction project. Find out more at lloydsconstruction.net.
The economic difficulties caused by the current pandemic is affecting the survival of local small businesses. Many have had to close or greatly reduce operations. How well prepared are you to gear back up once conditions begin to improve? Will there be enough working capital to do so? Take advantage of this time to participate in a SCORE webinar or meet virtually with a counselor to get some ideas on developing a business recovery strategy. Register for a webinar or schedule a confidential mentoring session at jacksonville.score.org.
For more than 25 years, the potential for health improvement is seen with each patient that walks through our doors. Healthcare decisions don't have to be confusing. Make Island Doctors your medical practice.
My husband and I have been coming to Island Doctors for approximately 10 years, and we have been very happy with them, and we trust them.
Call us today and schedule a tour of one of our locations near you and take a look at our Best Wellness program, and welcome home.
Call 1-877-434-4676 or visit islanddoctors.com.
As a parent or grandparent, deep down, do you worry that your child may not be able to defend him or herself if bullied? That they may be introverted, too attached to electronic devices, and their grades are suffering? Karate America teaches 7 steps designed to ensure a lifetime of success for your child or grandchild in a safe, sanitized environment with all necessary precautions taken to prevent COVID. Please visit karateamerica.info to fill out a survey and learn if they can help your child.
Free shipping is great. Free shipping no minimum, that's that Walmart Plus magic for your holiday. Get all your last-minute shopping done with free next-day or 2-day shipping on a huge selection of eligible items from Walmart.com. With no order minimum, free shipping means the freedom to click that order button to your heart's content. Just another added benefit to your membership. Maybe that's why they call it Walmart Plus. Start your 15-day free trial today at walmart.com/plus. See membership details, restrictions apply.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Welcome into the show, a name you know. If you've been listening and watching ESPN for a long time, I know you know him. We're going to call him one of the forefathers, if you will, of sports radio, Mike Greenberg.
Thank you. Forefathers is an interesting, that's fascinating. Every day, as I talk to more people, I get older and older. So that's kind of funny.
Listen weekdays from 3 to 6 p.m. in your car or stream them. ESPN690.com.
Well, I'm excited about the opportunity that we have in front of us. And obviously, I love doing what I do and want to continue to do it for as long as I feel like I can contribute in a positive way to the program. And that's about the only plan I have for the future. We've got a lot of good players here. We try to create a lot of value for our players here so that they have a better opportunity to be successful in the future, and it's very self-gratifying. But if I thought that my presence here was not something that was a positive for the University of Alabama or the program and players, then I'd say it would be time not to do it anymore.
The legend, quite possibly one of the GOATs of college football, Nick Saban, talking about, putting some more bullets in the chamber, reloading, getting another recruiting class coming in. And you know what? Spoiler alert. It's another number 1 recruiting class, according to ESPN right now where they stand, and as they should be. I mean, it's a pipeline of the top talent in the country every single year going on to Alabama and then going on to the league. I mean, it's as easy as that. And we're going to talk about the recruiting classes here in a little bit here, National Signing Day a couple days ago. But I want to talk about Florida State real quick because, let's be honest, we're the official station of the Florida State Seminoles of the Garnet and Gold. And I just want to kind of talk about my feelings right now at the recruiting class, where ESPN has them, and why I kind of have a bad feeling in my stomach. But before we do that, obviously, everyone's feel free to call in, state your concerns, state your opinions, 904-362-9901 or star 690. The first time I actually said the number correctly, right?
I got nervous.
904-362-9901? I wrote it down for a reason. But hey, we can talk about anything, and we can also get some fantasy football advice as well, because we're in the championship rounds now, folks, right? This is where the bragging rights are on the line. If you're in the consolation bracket like Brent, don't call this show, because I don't talk to losers, so you guys can fend for yourselves. But if you're in the need of a last-minute change-up to win that championship, holler at your boy. I know what I'm talking about. But let's go to the phone lines real quick. We got a question from Steven, I think, is calling in about Justin Fields. Steven, how we doing today, man?
Hey, doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Not too bad. Just trying to hold down the show by myself. Brent's on a little vacation day, so just trying to hold down the show here, Steven.
All right. My question for you is, I know you're going to basically examine Justin Fields with a fine-tooth comb about some of these big games coming up against Northwestern, and if the Ohio State goes to the championship, because I'm still behind Zach Wilson just to see what that guy could do with actual offensive line and actual weapons behind him. Because, I mean, look at the Coastal Carolina game. Their offensive line did not hold up whatsoever, and to him, keep them in the game and literally be a yard short from winning the game. So, I mean, like you said, the Indiana game, it seems when Justin Fields gets a little rattled, he seems to make mistakes. So how would you feel about that if Justin Fields shows mistakes like that and signs of getting rattled easy? Could people consider maybe Zach Wilson?
Yeah, I mean, thanks for a great question, Steven. Yeah, listen, where am I at? And essentially the question that you're trying to state to me right now is, where am I at if Justin Fields has a subpar showing in the college football playoff or in the Big Ten championship game? Listen, because see, it's funny because I've watched a lot of Justin Fields, obviously. I'm a Big Ten guy. And then the guy has done a lot of special things. Now, I haven't watched a lot of Zach Wilson. I watched a little more this year just because with COVID-19 and everything, like BYU kind of played at some obscure times and some obscure days. So I got to watch them a lot more. And it was kind of cool, too, because with BYU, like, they get it. Their head coach was showcasing Zach Wilson every single week. They'd be up by 40 in the fourth quarter. It's like 4th and 1 on their opponent's 40-yard line, and they're going for it just so Zach Wilson can throw another touchdown. So I have seen a little bit of Zach Wilson. I think with Justin Fields, like, listen, the guy can make all the throws. I'm not worried about that whatsoever. I think we've seen him make all the throws. Now, is the arm, is his arm strength compared to Trevor Lawrence? Well, probably not, right? Because Trevor Lawrence has a cannon. But it's good enough. It's good enough for the NFL. Like, I don't need the strongest arm in the NFL to be successful. What I need is a guy who can make all the throws, number one, which Justin Fields can do. But maybe even more importantly, I need a guy who can make the reads and not make the big mistakes. Yes, there's going to be mistakes here or there because you know why? Defenders get paid too. But I'm just saying, going back to that Indiana game, and keep in mind, I've watched a lot of Justin Fields, but going back to that Indiana game, I just didn't like how the interceptions looked. It would have been one thing if he throws in a double coverage, he tries to force it, but that wasn't the case. There was one where he was literally in the defensive lineman's hands going down, and he just chucks it up and prays. Like, that's like a Pop Warner throw. Like, you can't do that in the NFL, and you can't do that in college football. Like, if you watch Trevor Lawrence, has he been perfect this year? Absolutely not. But I haven't really seen a lot of those throws. I've seen interceptions. I've seen great defensive plays on those interceptions, but I haven't seen a guy who just like, screw it, YOLO, and let's see what happens. And that's what I saw from Justin Fields against Indiana. So I want to see that cleaned up. But you know how the whole world of the college football quarterback works. Like right now, no one's watching all the film. Like no one's watched Trey Lance. We don't know where Trey Lance is yet. All we have to go off of is what the quote-unquote experts tell us. And what all the experts tell us. They tell us that Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields are the two top quarterbacks coming out this year for the draft. If they do come out, obviously. But, like, Zach Wilson could be the guy. Trey Lance could be the guy. But the experts are saying, well, they're not the guy. Like, listen, we all got to make up our own minds sometimes. And we all have to go with what our eyes tell us and what our inner circles tell us. My inner circle, who I trust very well, my inner circle who said that James Robinson was going to be an absolute stud for the Jacksonville Jaguars before he even played a snap. And I was like, I don't know what you guys are talking about. Well, they were right. They're saying Trey Lance could be very special. So we'll see. But my point right now, and what I can control watching what Justin Fields looks like in this college football playoff if he gets there. I can control what Trevor Lawrence looks like in that college football playoff if he gets there. You know what I'm saying? I can't control Zach Wilson right now. I can't control Trey Lance. I have to go off other people's words. But I can watch those two guys, Trevor Lawrence and Justin Fields, and I can make my own opinions. And I will continue to do that. And by the end of the year, when there's a national championship crowned, I'll tell you who I think is going to be the best quarterback in the NFL draft. More on ESPN 690 when we get back.
Happy holidays from the team at CGC Water. This holiday season, our gift to you is clean drinking water. A Connecticut system from CGC Water removes up to 99% of contaminants. That's clean. Right now, CGC Water is offering a free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Connecticut Premier softener like the one we have at our home. If you're still not filtering your water, you are the filter. Schedule your free water test today and get peace of mind knowing your family's water is safe water. CGC is still taking extra precautions with in-home visits and continuing to follow CDC guidelines. Remember now, this is a limited time offer. A free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Connecticut Premier softener. Special holiday financing available for a limited time with approved credit. Call 904-552-1242 for details or visit cgcwater.com. Serving Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia, CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Connecticut dealer. Have a happy and safe holiday season.
Why call a professional if you're only going to get a half solution? That's my philosophy. You called me to truly fix your problems like, boom, fixed and fixed right. So when Griffin Service offered full service drain clearing, I insisted we take that approach. And for drains, it's not really about busting the clog. Sure, we'll do that better than anyone. But honestly, most Jake with a snake chuck in a truck plumbers can bust a clog. Professional quality drain clearing is really about taking an out-of-control situation and putting you, the client, back in control. I'm talking about transparency, with upfront pricing and camera work included in the price, so you know that the problem was fixed and fixed right. Because on the off chance you've got a bigger problem than clog busting can solve, you'll want to know you're dealing with a plumber you can trust, who has all the equipment to fix problems properly and guarantee the work. So call the plumbers to do it right at
GriffinService.com.
License number 1250697.
It's time for some straight talk. Look, we all drop our phones. It happens. You fumble it, crack it, splash it. Well, Straight Talk Wireless now offers this new Platinum Unlimited plan that includes phone protection. Just $65 a month for unlimited talk, text, and data, plus 20 gigs of hotspot, 100 gigs of cloud storage, and more. All on the best network. Straight Talk Wireless, no contract, no compromise. See Mobile Protect terms and conditions at Assurion.com/Straight Talk. Limitations and exclusions apply.
Starting route. Your destination is 0.1 miles away.
If you drive less than
500 feet, turn left. You have arrived at your destination.
If you drive less than 25 miles a day, you could be paying less every day with pay-per-mile car insurance from Allstate. You get the same reliable coverage and hands-on expertise you'd expect from Allstate, but now at a price that's tailored to the miles you drive.
Call your local Allstate agent and start paying what's right for you. Pricing varies based on how you buy, driving behaviors, and includes a daily rate. Subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Not applicable in California. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and its affiliates.
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
Worthless warranties, slimy salespeople, shady subcontractors. It's no wonder people don't trust most roofing companies. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting LLC, we didn't trust them either. That's why we started our own roofing company. With more than 25 years of experience, we offer industry-leading warranties, simple, fair financing, and no subcontractors. Residential, commercial, even multifamily properties. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting, we've got you covered. Learn more at allproroofingllc.com.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
This is SportsCenter.
I'm Doug Brown. Notre Dame coach Brian Kelly says if the Irish make the college football playoff, they would consider not playing if families aren't allowed at the game. The Irish meet Clemson for the ACC title tomorrow in Charlotte. Clemson coach Dabo Swinney agrees families should be there.
I think it would be really sad at this point to be in a playoff game and these players' families couldn't be there. I think that would be poor decision.
Tomorrow's Clemson-Notre Dame game is at 4 Eastern on ABC. Utah is the latest school to opt out of bowl games. The Utes are 2-2, and they'll finish the season tomorrow against Washington State. Drew Brees will start Sunday's game against the Chiefs. He's missed the last 4 after suffering 11 broken ribs and a punctured lung. The Saints have won 3 of those 4 with Taysom Hill at quarterback. And the 49ers will spend the rest of the season based in Arizona. They've already been there for more than 2 weeks after Santa Clara County tightened its COVID-19 restrictions.
Do you own or rent your home? Sure you do. Fortunately, Geico makes it easy to bundle your home and car insurance. It's a good thing, too, because having a home is hard work. Go to geico.com, get a quote, and see how much you could save. Geico.com. Easy.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios.
This is Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austen Lane.
The way guys fight and the way guys go to prepare and the way guys go about their business is a huge reason for success in this league and in this sport. Nothing takes precedence over trying to win a football game. I don't care who you're trying to evaluate. I don't care if you've lost every game. You're 0-15 and it's the last one you got. Everything is about winning in this league. And I know that won't appease a lot of people out there that always want to talk about getting better draft positions or getting looks at certain guys to see what you got for the future. But again, the moment a team feels like you as an organization aren't doing your job for me to go out there and win, all of a sudden you've shown who you are. You don't care about me or this team. You care about the future. You care about this. That's not what the focus is here. That's not what the focus is on any winning organization's team.
Man, if you could give like an Oscar, just like a 10 or really like probably like a 4-minute conversation via Zoom about sports, the Sports Oscar via Zoom award, let's just call it, off the dome, it's going to Jason Kelce, man, because he hit the nail on the head. And that wasn't the entire interview, that wasn't the entire press conference, but that was a soundbite that I needed. Because, by the way, welcome to ESPN 690 Action Sports. Jackson Austen Lane, my co-host Brent Martineau, out for the day. But when we're talking about, so for instance, my 3 observation videos that I do on a weekly basis. When the Jaguars play a football game, when it's over, I take my cell phone and I record a video of what I saw during that game. Now, much to the chagrin of my fellow employees here in the building who'd like for me to get me like that circle, what's that circle light you call it?
Yeah, they bought you a ring light.
Oh, they bought me one?
Well, they want to buy you one.
Yeah. No.
I told them no.
Buy me a new pair of Vans and we'll call it even. You know what I'm saying?
But Vans aren't going to make the video look better.
You'd be surprised. Give me more confidence. You know what I'm saying? To make me feel a little better. Hey, look good, play good. Wait, look good, feel good, play good. So they want to buy me like this ring light and make it like this big production thing. And you guys know how I operate. That's not my style. But I'm starting to find this year over any other year that I've done these videos, and it hasn't been a lot of years, but this year it's been rough on me. Because right now the Jaguars sit 1-12. And if you've seen those videos, check them out on Action Sports Jax on the YouTube channel, or don't. Listen, I'm not going to be like and subscribe, even though Kuz cut me up saying that during one of our commercials here that we always play. But I'm not going to say that. But if you're interested, check them out. But if you have checked them out before, or you've even listened to one of them this season, they all seem to have one thing in common past week 11, who I forgot who that game was even against, but like past week 11, they all have one thing in common. I addressed the fact that if you're a fan of the Jaguars tanking, then you are a fan of this game. Something to that paraphrase. And the reason why I say it like that is because I get the other side. And please believe me when I say that I understand what I'm about to tell you. I'm in the minority. I understand that everyone listening probably is not going to agree with me. Everyone watching online isn't going to agree with me. And I get that because I can see your side. Like, I think one of the best things I can bring to sports radio with my personality is the fact that I can see the other side. Whether it's with politics or anything, I can see other sides, all right? That's how I was raised. I was raised to listen and hear the response. So believe me when I say I see you guys out there that want this team to tank. I see you guys out there that have gone through season after season after season of losing. I definitely see you guys out there, and I feel you guys out there, okay? And set aside from 2017, let's be honest. This past decade, for lack of a better word, it sucked, okay? And I was a part of a few of those teams. And believe me when I say it sucked, okay? 1 out of 10 years, essentially. That's not how the NFL is supposed to work. That's how it's supposed to happen. You're supposed to have a bad season every once in a while. And then you're supposed to have hope. You're supposed to climb. You're supposed to go to the playoffs. That hasn't happened here. And I understand that when we have the tanking verbiage, that tanking means that you're getting a better quarterback, right? You're getting a better player who can turn this team around, come in, and make a difference. And once again, I understand all of that. But you have to understand where I'm coming from. And I'm not trying to change anybody's mind because I'm not going to change anybody's mind, hands down. But where I'm coming from is a place where I've seen too much, where I've been a part of too much, like Jason Kelsey is speaking. When you throw around the whole verbiage tank and all this stuff, like, listen, I understand the past decade here has absolutely sucked. And I understand that right now, probably 90% of Jaguars fans are rooting for this team to lose. But I thought Miles Jack said it eloquently. He hears you. He sees you and he feels you when you guys do that. Just like back when in 2012, everyone was, cheering for us to lose. And that hurts. And I understand that it's nothing personal. It's business, right? Just like when I got cut from the Jaguars and everybody unfollowed me on Twitter and they announced they're unfollowing me on Twitter, it was nothing really personal of something that I've done. It's just business. And that's how Jaguars fans are going about this. But I'm coming from the other side. I've been in those locker rooms. I've tried to win those ball games, and I've tried to fight for my job as best as I could. So that's why I can't come along with everybody and say, I hope the Jaguars lose against Baltimore. I hope the Jaguars lose against the Colts. I hope the Jaguars get beat by the Bears. I can't come along with you guys. Now, am I rooting for the best possible future outcome with, Trevor Lawrence or Justin Fields or maybe Zach Wilson, whoever it may be? You better believe it. But I'm not worried about tomorrow right now because we still got 3 games this year. And I'm not sitting here trying to tell everybody that, hey, if the Jaguars win 1 game this season, it's going to have big-time side effects for the years to come. But I promise you it's going to linger. If the Jacksonville Jaguars have the worst record in franchise history this year, that, I promise you, will linger in that locker room. It's not going to be done after this year. There's no quarantining it. There's no washing it away. It's going to be in those walls, believe me, right? Because what's going to happen next year then? What are we, the media, going to tell these players? What are we going to ask these players? We're going to put a microphone in front of their face and say, well, you guys are coming off the worst record in franchise history. How do you turn it around, right? So they have to relive that. They have to hear about that again. Like, just because you're a fan and you wash your hands of this season, you move on, doesn't mean the players do the exact same thing. These type of seasons right here, especially if you're on pace to have the worst record in franchise history, they'll stay with you. Now, and listen, and Brent has done this before with me as well. You can make an argument and say this team isn't even as close to the worst team in franchise history, right? I think Gus Bradley was his first year. That team was pretty bad. I'll be honest right now, and I'll put my 2012 team with Mike Mularkey. I mean, we didn't win a lot of games that year either, right? So those teams were bad. But at the end of the day, The NFL doesn't go by feel when you're trying to evaluate a season. It goes by what the numbers say. And if the numbers say that you've won one game all season, that makes you the worst team in franchise history. Not up for debate, in my opinion. And it's probably not going to be up for debate in that locker room as well. So that's why I can't co-sign on tanking. That's why I'm still cheering for this team, because I've been in that locker room. And at the end of the day, what kind of person would I be in sports media if I'm sitting here saying, man, hope the Jaguars lose the Ravens, hope we get a better draft pick? How am I supposed to show my face in that locker room then? How am I supposed to interview Miles Jack and say, all right, you excited for this season? Hey, remember last year when I was talking smack about you saying, hope you guys lose every single game? Like, how am I supposed to do my job then? That's not right. Because I always say, I always have the philosophy, and listen, I know I'm still young in this game. I still know I have a huge mountain to climb, and I'm up for the challenge. But I still have the same mindset day one when I came in this job. And I always say it. I treat this job like if I say something bad about somebody or I'm critical about somebody, I expect them to be waiting in the parking lot after the show. And I have to answer to what I say. That's the way I treat this job. So that's why I can't say, hopefully the Jaguars lose the Baltimore Ravens. Because if that's the case, then I have to deal with Miles Jack in the parking lot. Then I have to deal with Avery Jones, my former teammate, in the parking lot. Then I have to deal with Todd Wash, my former coach, in the parking lot. And I can't do that. So I'm cheering for this team to win. Let the chips fall where they may. But I guess the point that I'm trying to make here, and the point that Jason Kelsey eloquently put, is the fact that don't get it twisted. Just because Jaguars fans, wash their hands after every single season, and I'm not to say that these seasons don't stick with you, because they all amount to something. I understand that. But while the Jaguars fans are on to the next season, they're on to the hope, they're on to the NFL draft, you still have a team in there that is trying to do their due diligence and bust their ass to make sure they still have jobs, to make sure they still can put food on the table. That's where they're at right now. They're afraid of losing their livelihood, just like we were back in 2012. I'll never forget it. Darryl Smith, Jeremy Mincey, two guys who were vocal. Well, actually, Mincey was the vocal leader. Darryl Smith never said anything. But even Darryl Smith, of all people, who was a quiet but one of the best, linebackers, one of the most underrated players in Jaguars history. Even he took it upon himself to stand in front of the team in the locker room, something he never did, and say, guys, take the wins and losses out of it. We're fighting for our jobs right now. If we don't win games, guys are going to be gone. Simple as that. And you know what? We didn't win a lot of games that year. 2, if I'm not mistaken. But Darryl Smith wasn't wrong. Because as I sit here now, 12-18, 2020, and I look back at that year in 2013, the only guy left from the guy that I actually played with is Avery Jones. Everybody else has been gone, has been cut, has been traded, or has retired. Avery Jones is the last man from that season. It's hard to believe, but that's the way it is. And that's the way the NFL works. So I'm rooting for those guys. I'm rooting for those guys to go out there and fight for their jobs. I'm rooting for Doug Marrone to salvage a little bit of a season and end on a good note before, more than likely, he's going to be asked to leave. And I'm rooting for a vibe that, you know what, this wasn't the worst record in franchise history. This wasn't the worst team in franchise history. And I'm rooting for momentum going forward. Because while these games are going to be out of these players' heads next year, there's going to be a little afterthought of lingering. And I don't want this thing to linger so hard. So with that being said, I'm cheering for the Jacksonville Jaguars, man. Okay? And if it means that you lose out on Justin Fields, if it means somehow that you can't get Trevor Lawrence, then so be it. Just the way that I'm wired. One more time, I understand that I'm not in the popular vote right now. I understand that a lot of people got an issue with that, and that's fine because I see where you guys are coming from as well. I'm just trying to speak my piece, so you better believe as I'm breaking down the game later today, I'm breaking it down hoping that the Jaguars win, and we'll take it from there. As Drake always says, man, enjoy yourself. Laugh now, cry later. I'm just trying to laugh, man. It's been a rough year. Hopefully the Jaguars can give me something to laugh about a couple more times. And I don't mean that in a way of, cracking jokes, let's just say. And it's also funny today, too, because I saw on Facebook this was, I think, on Sports Illustrated. Miles Jack was asked about, kind of his comments or anything like that, kind of like a follow-up, if you will. And he was saying how even at the gas stations, people are asking about Trevor Lawrence, and he says that it annoys him big time. And Miles Jack, man, I love you. As one beekeeper to another, I got love for you, man. But you better believe you think that Trevor Lawrence talk is bad? Try being around for the whole Tim Tebow conversation, okay? Because that was on another world. Obviously, Tim Tebow goes to Denver, does his thing over there, goes to a few other teams, becomes a free agent, gets cut, and all of a sudden the whole city of well, not the whole city, I should say, but a pretty good part of Jacksonville is asking, hey, you guys getting Tim Tebow? Hey, what do you think about Tim Tebow, man? Listen, I always knew Tim Tebow was a big deal in this city. I always knew he was a big deal in Jacksonville. That's where he went to school, for crying out loud. But I didn't know just how passionate the fan base was. And I saw the kids at the Senior Bowl. I saw the fan turnout. But I honestly didn't know how passionate and how hardcore the Tebow fan base was until I was out in public. And I got asked that question every single day, and I'm not exaggerating. Hey, what do you think about Tebow? Hey, is Tebow coming to the Jaguars? Hey, you guys trying to win or what? It was absolutely insane, man. Listen, I teased a little topic before we went to break, and Steven had a great question, so I'd answer that. But I want to go switch gears a little bit real quick before we go to another break here about the recruiting class of Florida State, right? I mean, it's National Commitment Day a couple days ago, and, I'm not going to put too much stock into to star ratings. They got a couple 5-star guys. They got some 4-star guys. They got some 3-star guys. Listen, I don't buy into any of that because you got to remember where I come from. I come from Wisconsin, where the star doesn't really mean anything. I come from a high school. When I was a senior in high school, you know how many stars I had? Wasn't even in the database. 0 stars. And do you know why? It's because I didn't pay $500 to go to a Midwest Combine and get my name out there. Back then, that's all it was. Hey, go to this combine, go to this combine, go to this combine, and get your name out there. And they weren't free. You didn't just get invited. You had to pay money to go to them. So with that being said, I was a 0-star recruit. It is what it is. Am I bitter? A little bit. But my point is, we don't know how these kids are going to react quite yet to the college lifestyle. Yes, I see you guys out there with your cool announcement videos and all this stuff, and you're putting the hats on, and it's an exciting time. Don't get it twisted. Getting your college education paid for is a goal and is an experience and is something to be proud of all in itself. That should be celebrated. But take it from me firsthand. When you put on that hat or when you make that cool TikTok video of you dancing and we're going to go to school, it's just the beginning, man, all right? And believe me when I tell you, college football, nothing like high school, so get your head on right. But with that being said, ESPN has released their up-to-date recruiting classes and their rankings. And since, we kind of do the Florida State Minute at 4 or whatever like that, and we are the official station of the Garnet and Gold, I was curious. You have a new coach in Mike Norvell. You have a pretty down season, to say the least. Where do the Florida State Seminoles rank in terms of recruiting classes? And when I looked it up and I was scrolling down, I didn't see him. I had to scroll down a little more. And the more that I scrolled down, as I'm passing NC State, as I'm passing the Iowa Hawkeyes, as I'm passing the Penn State Nittany Lions, and as I'm getting to the Virginia Cavaliers and the Pittsburgh Panthers, my heart started to sink a little bit. Because right now, ESPN has Florida State at number 28 in terms of recruiting class, between Penn State and Virginia, all right? Behind Iowa, NC State, Auburn, Minnesota, Washington, Arkansas. Now, I know what you're saying, Austin. Why the sad feeling in your stomach? Why the red flags? I understand this year has been different for college football in a lot of cases. And when you talk about Mike Norvell right now being in his first year, not meeting these recruits face-to-face, probably via Zoom and on the phone and kind of going old school and all that stuff, I understand all of that, right? So I can't judge Mike Norvell's recruiting class based off this year of COVID-19. It wouldn't be fair because he didn't have the same playing field that coaches that have been ingrained in programs for a while have. So it's hard to sit here and say, well, man, Florida State, number 27 right now. I'm sorry, number 28 right now. What's up with that? So I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying, and I don't care how many of the top 100 recruits they got, like, I'm not saying anything about that. What I'm saying right now, though, is they're in the realms of, like, the Missouri Tigers of recruiting. Then they're in the realms of the Utah Utes right now and the Minnesota Golden Gophers. Like, that's what bugs me, is that we're having the same conversation with all these programs, and Florida State shouldn't belong there. Florida State, and I understand, they've had a lot of losing lately, right? And it's been a dumpster fire. I get that. But a part of me wants to say that Florida State, after all they've been through with Jimbo and Jameis Winston and winning a national championship, you mean to tell me that counts for nothing now? Like, you mean to tell me that Florida State's now kind of like that fad and they're not cool anymore? Like, I still think that Florida State is a prestigious university in terms of football. Now, I know the records don't say that and everything, but I'm talking about the tradition. I'm talking about the experience. Yeah, maybe the facilities are a little outdated, yada, yada, yada. But to me, at least, when I was getting recruited, and keep in mind, I didn't have any D1 offers, but, like, tradition meant something to me. And I don't think Florida State has that right now because we're talking about them being behind NC State. Like, who is NC State? I get it. Quarterback you, if you want to make an argument for. But, like, when you think NC State, do you think college football tradition? Probably not. You think of Russell Wilson, maybe. That's about it. That's where Florida State is right now. That's why Florida State has to crawl out where they're at and make some things happen. Now, they got Mackenzie Milton in the transfer portal, and I'm sure that they're going to get some more players in the transfer portal as well. So that counts for something as well. All I'm trying to say, though, is when we're talking about recruiting classes, I don't want to see Florida State in the same confines of Michigan State or Minnesota or Missouri. Absolutely not, because that's a detriment to your school if that's the case. So time will tell how that transfer portal works out. I want to see Mike Norvell with a regular season, what he can do. But this better be the last time I see Florida State right next to Minnesota. Should never happen. More on ESPN 690 when we get back.
Action Sports Jax with Brent Martineau on ESPN 690 is brought to you by Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Sunny, but still pretty cool today. Highs only in the mid to upper 50s. Grab the coats for this evening as temperatures drop into the upper 30s. Join me beginning at 5 p.m. for CBS 47 and Fox 30 Action News Jax from the First Alert Weather Center. I'm Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Just in time for the holidays. Save up to 40% on everything store-wide at Beard's Diamonds.
After a year like no other, she deserves something truly special. And Diamonds Direct is here to help with our best holiday offer ever. 48 months, 0 interest financing on any purchase. So you can get her that diamond ring, pair of diamond earrings, or diamond eternity band and spread your payments over 4 years without paying a dime in interest. In fact, everything's included. All bracelets, all pendants, all new designer jewelry, all colored gemstone jewelry, even our designer engagement rings. Diamonds Direct makes it easy to splurge with this first-time ever holiday offer. And as always, your safety and your convenience are top priorities. You can shop in our showroom with confidence or video chat with us online at diamondsdirect.com and even arrange for curbside pickup. If we've learned anything this year, it's that our loved ones and our relationships are what matter most. So make her holiday the best ever with a gift that's romantic, timeless, and sentimental. And remember, with any purchase, you can take advantage of 4 years, 0 interest financing. Diamonds Direct.
Off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt.
Worthless warranties, slimy salespeople, shady subcontractors. It's no wonder people don't trust most roofing companies. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting LLC, we didn't trust them either. That's why we started our own roofing company. With more than 25 years of experience, we offer industry-leading warranties, simple, fair financing, and no subcontractors. Residential, commercial, even multifamily properties. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting, we've got you covered. Learn more at allproroofingllc.com.
Appliances may work on your schedule, but they quit on theirs. At Atlantic Coast Appliance, we'll get your appliances back up and running in no time at all. Our factory-trained and certified technicians have repaired more than 100,000 appliances over the past 35 years, servicing Jacksonville to St. Augustine and Ponte Vedra with a 90-day warranty on parts and labor, plus a 100% satisfaction guarantee. When your appliances quit, we're ready to get started. For quality repair at a price that's fair, visit AtlanticCoastAppliance.com.
This Christmas, what do you buy for the golfer in your life? Cheap rounds and lots of them. That's what you'll get with a Dream 18 golf card. 8 rounds of golf for less than $12 per round, plus card fees, at great area golf courses, like the Golf Club at Southampton, the Club at Osprey Cove, and Hidden Hills Golf Club. And this isn't just a golf card. You get a free shirt from Baker Sports, a free dome hat, a free smoothie from Smoothie King, plus 15% off any purchase at Palm Beach Autographs. Go to ESPN690.com to purchase the Dream 18 card for just $95. It's the perfect gift just in time for the holidays.
Guys, happy holidays from Prime Men's Medical Center. This has been a trying year, so we want to help you enjoy the holiday season. Suffering from ED or PE? Has Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra let you down? The physicians at Prime Men's Medical Center can have you lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer in the bedroom. See results on first visit guaranteed or consultation is free. Call 904-206-8105 now and start the new year off with a bang. Call Prime Men's Medical Center, 904-206-8105.
It is the home of the Action Sports Jax Dream 18, and make it your home course as well. The Golf Club at Southampton in North St. Johns County, located off County Road 210. It's family-owned and operated. Southampton is a fun course to play, and the Golf Club at Southampton offers club membership programs starting at just $79. With its elite practice facilities and player-friendly golf course design, it'll be your gateway to a great time with the family or with your buddies. For information on the membership programs, call the Golf Club at Southampton, 904-287-PLAY. Again, it's 904-287-PLAY.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At Lloyd's Construction and Consulting, we've been celebrating 10 years in business. Over the years, we've constructed thousands of projects in the Northeast Florida region. For commercial to residential, we handle each project with the respect and care it deserves. We look forward to speaking with you about your next construction project. Find out more at lloydsconstruction.net.
Bud Light and Michelob Ultra want to make sure you're ready to kick off this holiday season. Stock up on your Bud Light 12-pack 16-ounce or Michelob Ultra 18-pack 12-ounce for this holiday season with a $5 rebate. Grab your favorite at Racetrack, Brookview Food Store, or Blanding Grocery. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
ESPN 690 wants you to shop the 904. And by doing that, you keep most of the money and jobs right here on the First Coast. Plus, local businesses give our community its uniqueness and character that makes living on the First Coast so great.
Shop the 904.
The Seminoles are here.
Ducks anybody Cosmore. Good shot again. Walker is going crazy. Knowles win it all. The ACC championship of the regular season.
The reigning ACC champions look to defend their title in 2021.
Puts up the triple. Good shot. Don't hear the horn. The Knowles will win.
Catch the action all season long right here on your radio home of the Seminoles.
Hear FSU basketball on ESPN 690. Thanks to Donato's Pizza, where every piece is important.
Max. AD needed championships. Chips, plural, to start entering the greatest power forward ever conversation. How many does he need to win with the Lakers before he starts entering that conversation?
The Max Kellerman Show, weekdays at 2 Eastern on ESPN Radio. And now, watch exclusively on ESPN+.
What's up, everybody? It's Austen Lane from ESPN 690 and Action Sports Jax. Your smart speaker brings ESPN 690 into your home office. All you got to do is say Amazon Echo, Google Home, play ESPN 690, and enjoy that succulent sports coverage.
Thursdays at 4 p.m., Action Sports Jax talks Florida State Seminoles sports and is giving away 2 $25 Donato's Pizza gift cards. Special thanks to Donato's Pizza. Every piece is important. And hear every Florida State Seminoles football game here on ESPN 690, Jacksonville's home for the Florida State Seminoles.
Brent Martineau.
But we could really take this show off the rails if we wanted to go all like half politics, half sports.
Austen Lane.
I mean, have you been on Twitter lately? Do you want extra $100,000? Do you want a scholarship? Let's go politics when we get back here.
Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
It's impressive how many guys that they have that are extremely talented and how well they play together too. You know, sometimes you get a lot of talent and they don't mesh well together, but these guys do, and they have it at every level. They have multiple guys at each level that are extremely good football players. So, but again, I talked about this pretty much every week. Is that's what you want? You want to face the best, you want to play against the best, and you want to perform against the best, and that's what we're going to try to do.
Okay. Now, Kuz, you have not told me who this person is.
I have not.
I'm in a little bit of a slump when it comes to guessing the
I have a
interviews.
feeling this one's going to be real tough for you.
I don't think so. I like my chances here. This is a Jacksonville Jaguar.
No.
How was that no Joe Schobert, man? I can sense a Wisconsin accent when I hear it. That wasn't Joe Schobert?
That was not Joe Schobert. I don't know if this person is from Wisconsin.
Can you just give me a little more appetizer of that soundbite there?
It's impressive how many guys that they have that are extremely talented and how well they play together too.
Okay.
Sometimes you get.
My hint would be you just questioned.
Justin Herbert? Oh man, I'm way off. What do you got?
Yeah, it's Adam Thielen.
Why though? Hey, no. Time out from the show. Turn the music down. Hey man, why are we playing Adam Thielen clips right now?
We were just talking about the Bears game for the spread.
Hey, you and I, during the break, were talking about the Bears game. I was not talking about the Bears game on the radio.
Right.
So when you play Adam Thielen comments and we come back into the show, I guarantee our entire audience is like, I don't know who that is. That's Joe Schobert. And by the way, Adam Thielen, I think he's from actually Minnesota.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, he went to Minnesota State Mankato, which I was going to go to, by the way, before Murray State offered me. I was going to play wide receiver there. Who knows? I might have been, I'm not sure how old, I'm sure Thielen's a little younger than I am. We could have been quite the tandem, to say the least. But yeah, man. So, listen. I'm going to pretend that was Joe Schobert, okay? We're going to move forward amicably, and we're going to talk about real quick this Jaguars-Ravens game. Now, let's be honest. I'm not going to pull a Joey Galloway and start laughing. This team's got no shot to win. Now, if I was a betting man, do I put my money on the Ravens or do I put them on the Jaguars? Well, I think I'm leaning towards the Ravens, okay? And we'll get into that for the six-pack of picks coming up here pretty soon with Brandon Ponsel. Yeah.
Would you do that with the spread?
Well, hey, I'm about to reveal that in a little bit. But if I'm going straight up, Kuz, yeah, I'm taking the Ravens. They're still in the playoff hunt. How can I not? But right now, as we look at this Jaguars roster, it's a rough one, okay? There's a lot of guys that are out, especially in the Jaguars secondary. Now, that doesn't really mean much because the Ravens prefer to run the ball. But I think last time that I checked, I think that obviously you got guys. I mean, C.J. Henderson, I think, is done for the season. They put him down, and I don't mean put him down like a horse, but yeah, he's not on the starting lineup right now. Let's just say, okay, all their guys, it seems like in the secondary, won't be playing this game. So we're gonna probably have a good dose of Luke Barku. I think would be making this start. A very young team, okay, and. Like I said, that doesn't concern me as well. Now, maybe Hollywood Brown's going to go off for 200 yards. That could very well happen because it seems like at least one wide receiver per game has a field day. What's up to Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen? What's up to A.J. Brown, right? And Hollywood Brown could be that guy, especially a guy who's been struggling all year. They've had a hard time getting him the ball, and he's had a lot of drops as well. So who's to say that Hollywood Brown can't go off for 200 yards? It could happen. Obviously, Mark Andrews coming back now at the tight end position. That could happen. What makes me nervous, though, obviously, is the run game and preparing for the run game. Doug Marrone kind of said earlier on that, that they have guys right now that are trying to give that Lamar Jackson look. Let's be honest. No one's going to give that Lamar Jackson look. It's impossible. But what I need from the defense, what I need from the Jacksonville Jaguars during this game is for everybody to have their guy, to be in the right spot at the right time. Because when we break down this Ravens offense, which is obviously spearheaded by Lamar Jackson, it's predicated off a lot of movement and it's predicated off a lot of confusion. By confusion, I mean when you're running the quarterback read option, who has the ball? Is it Lamar Jackson? Is it J.K. Dobbins? Is it Gus Edwards? Everybody has to know who they have. That's the first thing. Right now, the speed, the athleticism, the physicality, that comes second. But you got to make sure, if you're this Jaguars defense right now, that you have your guy. Second part going forward, we've seen the Titans do this a little bit. We've seen a couple teams do this with success with Lamar Jackson. It's that QB spy. Like, if I'm going to contain Lamar Jackson, you better believe I'm a defensive coordinator. That's my only job. Yes, you have a great run game. Yes, you have Marquise Brown. Yes, you have Mark Andrews. And yes, you have a solid defense. But if I'm looking right now, the one main objective of this game, if you want to win it, is shutting down Lamar Jackson. And how do you do that? The quarterback spy, which meaning I'm taking Miles Jack, I'm taking your Pro Bowl type numbers and your Pro Bowl type hype, and I'm putting you mano a mano on Lamar Jackson, and I'm challenging Miles Jack to say, wherever he goes, you go. Yeah, I'm not sure how we're going to cover Mark Andrews. That should be your job. I don't care. We got to shut down Lamar Jackson first. So I hope that we see some QB spy from this Jaguars defense going forward. And keep in mind, it's the Jaguars defense that has shown a couple new wrinkles here, there. I wonder if we see the QB spy this Sunday. Obviously, the Jaguars-Ravens game, that's going to be a spot that's picked on our six-pack of picks. And in order to do the six-pack of picks, well, Brent Martineau's not here, so that's going to be a fast, clean 0-6 for him. Not like it mattered. But we also have to have our partner in crime and Brandon Ponso, Jacksonville Coastal. Brandon, how are we doing today? Jacksonville Coastal Homes. How are we doing, man?
We're doing good. Is Brent on a golf trip? What's up with him?
I think, Coos, did we establish, is Brent golfing today?
I have no idea.
I think he said he was golfing today. Some kind of major tournament, some kind of pro-am maybe?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Brandon, are you a big golfer yourself or not?
I am not. When I played with Brent, it was the first time I'd played in like 3 or 4 months. He took me to the woodshed, so I'm gonna hit up the range before I invite him back out.
Well, listen, you're always more than welcome to go with me and Coos because we're probably along the same skill level as well. But talking to Brandon Ponso from Jags Coastal Homes. Brandon, I wish I knew you a couple years ago. More specifically, about 5 years ago, when I took it upon myself, and then my family did it as well, to buy a house, right? Because when I purchased the house, it was a rough endeavor for us because we had a couple houses that we liked. And I started to see that people that put the cash down, that pay up front and then straight cash, they have the advantage. I was to the point in my career where I wanted to just put a little down and then go on because I had good credit and I want to go on from there. Do you encounter people that put, all the cash down, all the money down right away? They have the advantage when obviously there's more than one suitor trying to buy that house. And if so, what would be do you have any tips for somebody who's trying to go with more like the credit score approach, who's trying to go with a little more of a conservative outlook and buying a house?
Yeah, absolutely. The reason cash is such king when a seller's evaluating all the offers is with cash, there's no risk of the mortgage, the loan being approved. So you're right then and there. There's no kind of loan contingency in the transaction. Typically, cash buyers are a little more kind of ready to go. So they'll write an offer. Potentially, they'll do it as is. So they won't have an inspection contingency. They'll just come in, buy the property with cash, and it kind of blows out the traditional buyer out of the water. So, to the buyers listening right now or those that are preparing for this spring selling season and they're ready to buy a house, if you find something you really like, there are ways to make your offer more aggressive. Tighter contingencies on your loan. Make sure you're well qualified and then tighten up the contingency. Potentially tighten up the inspection contingency. Get an inspector in there, evaluate the property quickly and make sure it's good for you, and then move forward with it rather than a 14, 17-day inspection contingency that's going to drag out the sellers knowing if they have a real buyer or not.
Yeah. And I guess in terms of the seller, and I got one last question, then we'll get on to the picks here, but in terms of the seller, I've read some places that if you send them a personal note, just kind of introducing yourself and kind of building that relationship, does that really make any difference whatsoever? Are they just kind of out for the cash, obviously, and they're out for selling their home, most importantly?
I think a lot of it depends on if the seller is one of those that is attached to the home. They raised a family there. They have a personal attachment to it. So if it's someone who just bought it's been there for a year or two, probably won't matter. But if it's empty nesters that raised a family of 4 kids, has a lot of sentimental value, and somebody drafts a nice letter and they have 3-4 kids also, when they're evaluating 2-3 offers, that might draw them to the offer that took the time to write a letter and they see a nice family coming into the home that they have sentimental value to.
Okay. That's a great tip, man. All right. Well, let's get to the task at hand here. The 6-pack of picks, or as I'm looking at them right now, we should call them the 7-pack of picks because Brent Martineau has added an extra game. Not sure if this is trying to his way to get back in the hunt a little bit, but unfortunately he's not here. He didn't turn in his picks. You know how we operate. He's going 0-7 this week. Doesn't really matter. Unfortunately, I don't have the sheet in front of me, Brandon. I'm not sure how well you did last week. Do you know?
It was 2-4 last week. It was a little bit of a struggle.
Okay, so it's looking like you and I might come down to the wire here. I like it. So let's get in the let's get in the first game, man. All right. So Florida, Alabama. We got Alabama -17 SEC championship game. Who do you like here?
Wow, I just the way Florida performed last week, I couldn't believe it. I just think Alabama has separated themselves from everybody except Clemson. And I think they're going to take the Gators to the shed and do whatever they want to them, probably win by 4 touchdowns. So I'll take Alabama.
Here's the thing about Alabama, and I agree with you. I'm definitely taking the Tide as well. Alabama, in terms of betting, especially betting the over or betting the spread, they haven't disappointed yet. Right? And especially this game, too, where, listen, they have the number 1 seed locked up if they win this game. But I think Saban and everything like that, he wants to show that Mac Jones is the real deal. I think Alabama handles Florida pretty easily, if you will, by at least 17. They have the better defense. The quarterback's debatable, but the better offense, the run game, all that. Alabama's got Florida beat. Sorry, Gator fans, but I think it could be pretty ugly. We got next one. We're going to the Pac-12 championship game, which I believe, is that tonight or is that tomorrow? I don't know when that game is. It could be tonight.
Traditionally, they play that on a Friday night, so it might be tonight.
That might be tonight. So with that being said, we got USC, Oregon.
Hey.
I'm sorry?
Tonight at 8.
Tonight at 8? All right, check it out. Check your local listings. Tonight at 8 o'clock, USC -3 over Oregon. Supposed to be Washington. Washington comes down with COVID-19. Oregon takes their spot. Who do you like between USC and Oregon?
USC's been skating by all year, but they have way more to play for than Oregon. So USC is going to come motivated, trying to somehow sneak into this playoff, which I don't think they have a chance, but Clay Helton's going to tell them that. They're going to be motivated. So I'll take USC to win a championship tonight.
I like USC as well, but this one kind of scares me a little bit, Brandon, because I talked about this last week. UNC Miami. That spread didn't seem right to me. Vegas knew something that we didn't, and we saw what UNC did to Miami. I feel like, once again, I'm sitting here right now looking at this spread, and I feel like Vegas knows something that I don't. So with that being said, I'll go with a game picker-upper, and I'm taking Oregon because I'm trusting Vegas here. All right, we got Ohio State, Northwestern, Big Ten championship, a full college slate of football here for our picks. Ohio State, Northwestern, -20. 20-point favorites the Ohio State Buckeyes are. You like Justin Fields against Northwestern?
Yeah, this Ohio State team's been listening to people all week say they've only played 6 games or 5 games. So they're going to come out and put on a performance. They're going to leave the committee with no questions about whether or not they belong. I see them rolling, so I'll take Ohio State.
Yeah, go and give me Ohio State here as well. Listen, I respect Northwestern. Fitzgerald's a heck of a coach. You know, he's definitely in the talks right now in some NFL circles of coaching the NFL. They have a pretty great defense, but at the end of the day, they just don't have the athletes. They just don't have the personnel to keep up with Ohio State. I predict Northwestern to come out pretty hot in the first quarter. Could be a closer game, but as the game progresses, I think the athletes shine a little more, and Ohio State wins that game pretty decisively. All right, our last college game on the slate, we got Oklahoma, Iowa State. A little bit of a rematch here, a little bit of a revenge game, if you will, for the Big 12 championship. Oklahoma coming in -6. 6-point favorites. Who do you got? Oklahoma, Iowa State.
This is Oklahoma's conference. They own it. They'll own it again tomorrow. Give me Oklahoma -6.
Yeah, listen, Oklahoma, and I agree with you as well. And I don't like I'm picking all the same picks as you right now, but I can't deny them. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Oklahoma got off to a rough start this season, right? Their freshman quarterback, you didn't have a really great feel for him, but now as this team's progressed, as Lincoln Riley's got comfortable, I feel like this team's pretty much unstoppable, especially against Iowa State. Go and give me Oklahoma State by 6 at least. All right, let's go to the NFL now. I'll be honest with you, man. I'm not sure why Brent has this game on the slate. Maybe Brent Martineau knows something that we don't. But we have the Bears versus the Minnesota Vikings at -3 for the Vikings. Who do you like in this one?
I thought the Vikings had something going. I'm off them. Trubisky might have something going, so I'm going to ride the hot hand. He played exceptional football last week, and the Bears have something to play for, so I'll take the Bears.
Yeah, I mean, as I see this game, -3 at Minnesota, I mean, I get it. I get the -3. I get the home field advantage, but with COVID-19, is it really much of an advantage? They play that stupid horn, and I understand that. That horn is the worst thing in the NFL. Mark my words. I'm taking the Chicago Bears as well. I think Trubisky offers a spark. I think Allen Robinson can have a big game. The running game with Singletary is getting gone. I got to go with the Bears, man. I hate agreeing with you so much, but I got to take the Bears. All right. We got the Chiefs and the Saints. Great game. Drew Brees coming back now. Had like 11 broken ribs. I guess they really needed him back. Not sure if he's been soaking in CBD oil for the past couple weeks. I don't know how you come back that quickly, but Chiefs -3 playing the New Orleans Saints. I believe the game's at New Orleans. Who do you like there?
I like this Chiefs team. It feels like they can do whatever they want when they want to. They don't want to slip up and risk losing that first-round bye and home field throughout. So they're going to get the job done. There's no home field advantage in New Orleans right now. So give me the Chiefs and I'll lay 3.
Man, you know, I mean, it's hard to pick against the Chiefs right now because they're firing all cylinders. They make it look so dang easy. Last week against the Dolphins, Mahomes had his worst game, and he was still putting up numbers. Give me the Saints at home. They're in desperation mode because right now they're toe-for-toe with Green Bay of getting that first, that bye the first week in the playoffs. Drew Brees coming back, I think, offers a little spark. I think Alvin Kamara finally gets going. He's been quiet the past couple weeks. And I just think the Saints right now are in do-or-die mode. I think the Chiefs kind of, they're stagnant. You saw it last week against Miami. And I think the Saints could produce some problems. So go ahead, and I know I'm crazy for saying it, give me the Saints here with the +3. All right, last thing on the board. Obviously, got to go Jacksonville Jaguars. We got the Jaguars traveling to Baltimore. -13 for the Ravens. 13-point favorites. What do you like, Brandon?
I was picking the Jags last week and the last couple of weeks. They were playing hard, but I think that performance last week will probably be the trend the rest of the year. Ravens might be clicking on all cylinders after that Monday night performance on offense. Things are depleted on defense. Minshew's been off for a few weeks. I don't think he's going to be anything special. So I'll take Baltimore and lay the points.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of personnel, the Jaguars right now, they're depleted. It makes 0 sense to pick the Jaguars right now, but sometimes I make 0 sense in my picks. And I'm taking the Jacksonville Jaguars. I think that they got absolutely embarrassed at home against the Tennessee Titans. Obviously, right now for the Jags, it's only pride on the line. There's no playoff spot, but I feel like they come out hungry. I do feel better the fact that Baltimore likes to run the ball, eat up some clock. Hopefully the Jaguars can do the exact same thing, keep Lamar Jackson off the field. I think the Ravens obviously win, but I think it could be closer than we expect. So I'm taking the Jacksonville Jaguars +13. And you know what? Let's do a little bonus thing here. This is not going to count on the record here, but we had this conversation yesterday a little bit, Brandon, and I think right now you're still in first place, so you're the expert. But if you were to pick an upset between Florida, Alabama, between Ohio State, Northwestern, and between Jacksonville and Baltimore, which upset could you see happening the most?
Well, that's a tough question.
It is.
I'd probably say Jacksonville because they're all, everybody's a pro any given Sunday. And I just don't see Alabama losing to this Florida team at all. And I don't see the same with Northwestern. I think they could play 20 times in Bama, and Ohio State would win all 20. So I would probably take the Jags.
Fair enough. Brandon Ponso from Jags Coastal Homes, man, thanks for joining me. We'll talk to you next week. I'll see you in the championship rounds, man. We'll talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Have a good weekend.
All right, you too. Bye-bye. And there we go. Man, it's such a question I've been going back and forth on. Not to say I'd put any money down on any of those games in terms of the underdog winning. But for some reason, I feel like Northwestern has the best chance to win because they play some pretty solid defense. You saw what Indiana did against Ohio State. They kept it a pretty close game. And Ohio State hasn't played a lot of football, everybody. So I would probably lean towards Northwestern out of anybody, but you know how I feel about it. I think it's going to be a clean sweep. I think the top 4 teams right now that you have ranked are the top 4 teams that are going to the college football playoff. But hey, who's to say the college football gods or maybe the NFL gods won't throw a little chaos in there? We all love chaos. More on ESPN 690 when we get back.
ESPN 690 Sports Center Update.
Happy Friday. I'm Jake Mitchell. Thursday Night Football last night took more than regulation to name a winner. The Chargers did take the AFC West showdown in OT 30-27. Derek Carr, quarterback for the Raiders, was injured early in the game. Marcus Mariota came in and balled out, finishing the game with 226 passing yards and 88 on the ground, plus 2 touchdowns. Here's head coach John Gruden on Derek Carr's injury.
I don't believe it's a real tear, but obviously if he can't finish the game, it's got to be pretty significant. The concussion to Renfro hurt us a lot also. We're already missing Ruggs. So it was tough.
And in Jags news, another defensive player is off the squad. Linebacker Kamale Correa is leaving the team for personal reasons. You may remember the Jags traded the 6th-round pick for the linebacker earlier this season. The Sports Center Update is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan, for the people. If you're working from home and want to listen to ESPN, tell your smart speaker to play ESPN 690.
We want you to be part of the 690 Syndicate. We'd love to get all of you to help us this holiday season as we support the Ronald McDonald House in Jacksonville with their Deck the Doors campaign. For a $5 donation, you can help bring a smile to a family's face this holiday season. Help critically ill children and their families. The 690 Syndicate has a donation page. Go to ESPN690.com to donate this holiday season. Thank you for joining hands with the 690 Syndicate to make a difference here in Jacksonville.
You bump the temperature down at night, don't you? And you probably keep your daytime temperature set below 74 degrees too. Or at least one of you does. While the other complains that
it's freezing in here.
You know what that means? It means your home is too darn humid. If your AC had proper humidity control, you'd both be comfortable at 74 degrees. So you'd never feel sticky at night or during winter or when it rains. Ever been in the mountains out to California in a low humidity environment? Then you know mid-70s can feel magnificent. But when your home's too humid, it turns everything to turd buckets. Because cold air plus humidity equals condensation, causing your ducts, windows, and hard surfaces to sweat. Enter mold and mildew. Not good. With a Florida-rated system, you'd get proper humidity control, so you'd both be comfortable, you'd both sleep better, and you'd both stop fighting over the thermostat. But only if you call GriffinService.com.
License number 1250697.
Worthless warranties, slimy salespeople, shady subcontractors. It's no wonder people don't trust most roofing companies. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting LLC, we didn't trust them either. That's why we started our own roofing company. With more than 25 years of experience, we offer industry-leading warranties, simple, fair financing, and no subcontractors. Residential, commercial, even multifamily properties. At All Pro Roofing and Consulting, we've got you covered. Learn more at allproroofingllc.com.
Nothing is certain except death and taxes. And your appliances breaking down as soon as they're out of warranty. At Atlantic Coast Appliance, we can't help with the first two, but we've got the third one covered. Our factory-trained and certified technicians have been repairing appliances for more than 35 years, with a 90-day warranty on parts and labor and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. For quality repair at a price that's fair, trust Atlantic Coast Appliance. AtlanticCoastAppliance.com. That's AtlanticCoastAppliance.com.
The First Coast is booming. With interest rates at historic lows, there has never been a better time to call Brandon Ponsel and his network of local experts at Jags Coastal Homes. You can visit them at jagscoastalhomes.com or call them today at 904-206-9480 and mention ESPN 690 to receive up to $2,500 towards your closing cost. Need to sell? Powered by the unparalleled technology of EXP, Brandon will guarantee the sale of your home in under 60 days, or he'll sell it for free. The First Coast market is on the move. Are you?
Hi, it's Phil with the Phil Aiken Home Team at Keller Williams. When it comes time to sell your home, put me and the Aiken Home Team to work for you. Here's why. Over the years, I've perfected the home selling system, putting the most money possible in your pocket. With my exclusive list of buyers in waiting, I may already have your buyer. And With thousands of buyers, I'm likely to create more demand and higher sales prices. I'll even guarantee to sell your home at a price agreeable to you, or I'll buy it myself. Don't just take it from me. Let me introduce actual clients, Lynn and Craig. Tell us about your home selling experience.
We were immediately at ease. We had a great deal of confidence that any questions we had or anything that we needed to learn about the process was going to be handled in an expert and professional way.
We sold our home in just 2 days for $3,500 more than list price. Anyone who wants to sell needs to call Phil Aiken Home Team.
Thanks for sharing. The number to call is 904-500-PHIL. That's 904-500-7445. Or visit philhasthebuyers.com.
Right now, Allstate has almost as many ways to save as there are types of music. Save for being a new customer. Save for driving safely. Save for driving less with pay-per-mile insurance. Visit Allstate.com or contact your local agent to get a quote. Find out how much you can save today. Allstate. Now that should be music to your ears.
Not available in every state. Savings based on early signing, discount drive-bys, and mile-wise. Savings vary based on how you buy. Subject to terms and conditions. Allstate Fire and Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
The radio in your dash is more than radio. That SiriusXM button is instant access to a world of exclusive entertainment, including ad-free music channels for every genre and decade. You can also hear your favorite sports, comedy, talk, and news. Plus, you can stream with the SiriusXM app on your phone and connected home devices. And there's never been a better time to listen. Subscribe now and get your first 12 months for $5 a month with a new Select subscription. Fees and taxes apply. Go to SiriusXM.com to learn more.
For more than 25 years, the potential for health improvement is seen with each patient that walks through our doors. Healthcare decisions don't have to be confusing. Make Island Doctors your medical practice.
My husband and I have been coming to Island Doctors for approximately 10 years, and we have been very happy with them, and we trust them.
Call us today and schedule a tour of one of our locations near you and take a look at our Best Wellness program, and welcome home.
Call 1-877-434-4676 or visit islanddoctors.com.
Men suffering from ED or PE? Has Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra let you down? Regardless of your age or past medical history, you'll see results on your first visit at Prime Men's Medical, or you pay nothing, guaranteed. Call them at 904-206-8105.
Just in time for the holidays, make sure to stock up on your favorite Bud Light Seltzer Variety, Classic, and Remix packs this season. Also, look out for the new Ultra Organic Seltzer coming in January. Grab all the refreshing low-calorie flavors at Racetrack, Brookview Food Store, or Blanding Grocery. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. At Lloyd's Construction and Consulting, we've been celebrating 10 years in business. Over the years, we've constructed thousands of projects in the Northeast Florida region. For commercial to residential, we handle each project with the respect and care it deserves. We look forward to speaking with you about your next construction project. Find out more at lloydsconstruction.net.
Free shipping is great. Free shipping no minimum, that's that Walmart Plus magic for your holiday. Get all your last minute shopping done with free next day or 2-day shipping on a huge selection of eligible items from Walmart.com. With no order minimum, free shipping means the freedom to click that order button to your heart's content. Just another added benefit to your membership. Maybe that's why they call it Walmart Plus. Start your 15-day free trial today at walmart.com/plus. See membership details, restrictions apply.
Boss, have you heard the latest about the ding-dong doorbell cameras?
What, more employees spying on customers?
Nope.
Hackers again?
No, boss, this time they had to recall over 350,000 video doorbells.
Recall? What happened?
A bunch of them caught fire.
Whoa, unbelievable. It's one thing after another with them.
Yeah. Notice you never heard that with Safe Touch's video cameras?
Well, now you're just comparing a Bentley with a bumper car.
Exactly. I just don't understand why any homeowner wouldn't go with Safe Touch.
Yeah, their video monitoring's virtually hack-proof. Oh, and here's a bonus. Safe Touch cameras don't burst into flames.
No kidding.
It's just a good thing not everyone knows about Safe Touch, because we gotta stick to the Crooks R Us golden rule. Stay away from Safe Touch houses.
Yeah, don't gotta tell me twice.
Crooks know to stay away from Safe Touch houses. Hi, I'm Lester Jackson, president of Safe Touch Security Systems. No one beats our technology or our price.
Call Safe Touch today at 888-723-8682 or go to safetouch.com. State license number EF233.
We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope, and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talon Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com.
Nothing is certain except death and taxes. And your appliances breaking down as soon as they're out of warranty. At Atlantic Coast Appliance, we can't help with the first two, but we've got the third one covered. Our factory-trained and certified technicians have been repairing appliances for more than 35 years, with a 90-day warranty on parts and labor and a 100% satisfaction guarantee. For quality repair at a price that's fair, trust Atlantic Coast Appliance. AtlanticCoastAppliance.com. That's AtlanticCoastAppliance.com.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys. Call 904-600-4000. That's 904-600-4000. ESPN 690. Jacksonville's home for ESPN Radio. WOKV Jacksonville. Listen live everywhere you go on ESPN690.com. ESPN 690, a Cox Media Group station.
Clemson, but Irish coach Brian Kelly is wondering why a college football playoff game might be held without fans.
I am so sick and tired of this playoff committee talking about having sites where you can't have parents at and their families. It's ridiculous.
Kelly says the team could opt out of the playoff if families aren't allowed to be there. Virginia Tech offensive lineman Christian Darrisaw declares for the NFL draft. He's the second-ranked offensive tackle on Mel Kiper Jr.'s big board. After missing 4 games, Drew Brees will be back with the Saints on Sunday against the Chiefs, but receiver Michael Thomas is out for New Orleans with an ankle injury. Washington quarterback Alex Smith is out with a right calf injury. Dwayne Haskins gets the start Sunday against the Seahawks. Mark Spears of The Undefeated reports free agent guard Jeremy Lin plans to sign a G League contract with the Warriors. He played in China last season.
We are back on Monday, and I am looking for a big response from the New Orleans Saints. Can they bounce back at home versus the Kansas City Chiefs? Keyshawn, J. Will, and Zoo, and 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio.
Broadcasting live from the ESPN 690 Anajar and Levine studios. This is Action Sports Jacks on ESPN 690 with Brent Martineau and Austen Lane.
I understood that there wasn't an off season, but I really liked the way they set the ramp up period, you know what I'm saying, of how we ramped it up with the amount of time on the practice field and, you know, and kind of just building your way up. And, you know, it reminded me, and because I go back and forth with it, it reminded me of in the 80s when I played, you know, we'd have passing camps before we brought the linemen in, you know what I'm saying? So the receivers and everyone would start to run a little bit. And then when we went into camp where it was a little bit more, you know, we picked it up, the intensity, they were ready to go, and we didn't have a lot of injuries.
Jaguars head coach Doug Marrone. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, injuries, I guess I'd like to see the numbers of where injuries stand this year, not only on the Jaguars, because obviously they've gone through a lot of them, it seems like, and I'm not sure if every team can attribute that, but I'd like to see where the injuries stand this year compared to other years, right? Because if it's around the same, that means that the protocols, the things that have taken place with no preseason and ramping up training camp, it has worked. But it's hard to say that it's worked, though, from the Jags' perspective, because look at how many guys are out. Right now, yes, of course, this is football. There's always going to be injuries. It's a war of attrition, right? But I'm just saying it seems like this year for the Jaguars, it's been more than a lot of seasons, especially on the defense, right? Like, I don't even know like how many guys are out, but it just seems like throughout this season, there's been a lot of guys that haven't been able to play due to an injury. So it begs the question, like, did they handle it properly? Doug Marrone seems to think so, but like I said, I like to see the numbers to see where everybody stands, where all the teams stand, and then you kind of take that information and you use it going forward. Austen Lane here, Action Sports Jags on ESPN 690. My co-host Brent Martineau out today. We got Justin Coos pushing all the right buttons. Going to have a little NBA talk here a little later on in the show. What's going to happen with the 76ers? You guys getting James Harden?
I don't think so.
You guys going to pull the trigger?
I don't think so.
Stop being wussies and do something?
I don't think they're going to.
Nah, we'll talk about that later. But first, I want to get into this article that I read this morning. And now I know what you're saying. Austin, articles. You don't read articles. What are you talking about? You'd more than likely be correct. But shout out to Sports Illustrated, right? Because when I click on your website and I don't have to offer my email address, I don't have to give you my blood type, my social security number, my location. I can just click on an article and read it. You know what then? I'll check it out. And this article just so happened to involve the Jacksonville Jaguars, and it's an interesting article. I'm not going to say I agree with everything. I'll let the listener decide, if you will. But the title is as reads, 2021 offseason outlook, Jacksonville Jaguars. What went wrong, and how can they get back on track? So check this out. This article is written by Connor Orr of Sports Illustrated, the Monday Morning Quarterback, and he essentially breaks down 10 parts, and I assume they're going to do this for every single team. They start off with the Jaguars because, let's be honest, they probably haven't watched a lot of Jags this year, and this is why I love to read the national media stuff. Like, listen, I read like the Jacksonville stuff as well, like John Shipley, Demetrius Harvey. They do a great job, and you know why I like reading their stuff? Because they follow the team. It's their job. They're passionate about it. They know what they're talking about. But every once in a while, there's going to be a national article out there where it's like, do these guys even watch the Jaguars? Are they just using Cliff Notes? Coos, did you have Cliff Notes back in the day in college? Did you use Cliff Notes? You know what I'm talking about? Yeah. Well, it was SparkNotes.com, wasn't it?
I think.
I don't want to snitch on anybody. Spark Notes? Yeah. A little plagiarism going on here.
No, you know.
Yeah. Hey, I didn't do it. You did, though. By the way, 3.2 GPA, get on my level, buddy. All right, anyways, so first thing that the Jaguars can do to turn the season around starts off with this. What went right this year? And according to Orr, here's an unpopular take, he says. I think the Jaguars had some success with Caldwell at the helm and have actually done a decent job of populating the roster with good players, especially those who came from the middle to late rounds. The fact that they didn't draft Deshaun Watson, Patrick Mahomes, is difficult to place into proper perspective, given that it was squarely in the middle of the Tom Coughlin era. He then goes on to say, Miles Jack is great, which I would agree with. I also like C.J. Henderson a bit more than some other grading sites, which is fine. There is certainly the chance for him to develop into a top player at the cornerback position. Okay? Few things from observation number one. And we're not going to get through all the observations, just a couple that stick out to me. The draft this year, we'll see. Okay? C.J. Henderson right now, from what he's showed me, he had a great first game against the Colts, right? He did okay against the Titans, but I don't like the fact that when he was playing, it seemed like game by game by game, he regressed a little bit. Now, he turned it on towards the end of the season before he got hurt, but I like my rookies to progress, not regress. So I'm not ready to say he's going to be a top player at the cornerback position quite yet. And obviously, Miles Jack, you know how I feel about him, so I agree with that standpoint. Number two, what went wrong this year? It's difficult to compete realistically with the kind of situation that hung around the Jaguars' neck. They shed cap space. They dealt their unhappy talent. They sat out the quarterback carousel thanks to some late season promise from Gardner Minshew back in 2019. Their roster, which was a few plays away from the Super Bowl in 2018, had to begin paying off its credit card debt after 3 years of methodically, aggressively going through free agency. Okay, a few things there. Yes, you had to kind of cut some of that debt, so be it. But you don't cut the major debt, man. You don't cut the debt that could be detrimental if they're not here. And by that guy, I'm talking about Calais Campbell. So I disagree with that. Sure, you might have freed up some cap space, but at what cost? Did you affect the culture? Did you affect the bridge players going forward now when a new coaching staff comes in? Time will tell. No, observation number 3, the biggest question this offseason for the Jaguars. Who is coaching, quarterbacking, and who's going to be the general manager in 2021? First of all, let me start by saying this. Those are a lot of important questions, okay? Not every other team in the NFL can say this. So just think about that real quick. I think owner Shad Khan and his son, you can go ahead and say his name, Tony Khan, have a thoughtful approach, and they understand the limitations of their market, which leads them to make certain decisions, even if their first 3 head coaches have struggled. There is also an outlook that the Jaguars could retain Doug Marrone, according to rumors around circles. This is Spark Notes. Now you're just reading articles, you're going with rumors and hearsay, and you're trying to speculate what's going to happen. Listen, I don't celebrate in anybody losing their job. I've said that before. But you're out of your mind if you think that this coaching staff is going to be retained this year. It's just not going to happen, okay? The record speaks for itself. The resume speaks for itself. So with all due respect to this article, I disagree wholeheartedly, okay? And I'm just going to leave it at that. The last thing, free agents, key free agents and free agent top priorities, okay? Obviously, the top priority, spoiler alert, it's the quarterback position, right? I don't need to get into that. They also go into the tight end position a little bit. You know how I feel about Kyle Pitts. I don't care if he's a tight end. If he's there, for that second pick that you have in the first round, I might pull the trigger, man. Because I'm not pulling the trigger on a tight end. I'm pulling the trigger on an athlete and a pass catcher. So it's interesting, man. I would definitely give that guy a giant look, if you will. But they also said their key free agents that they have to think about signing: Cam Robinson, DJ Hayden, Chris Conley, and Keelan Cole. Yes on Cam Robinson, possibly on DJ Hayden, yes on Keelan Cole, and I'm not too sure about Chris Conley. I think going forward, Cam Robinson has to be the goal here, okay? Whether you got a franchise tag him or you give him a new contract, but Cam Robinson, he made some bread this year, right? Coming off an injury 2 years ago, didn't play his best. There were rumors saying that his leg was bothering him the entire offseason last year. Well, guess what? This year, I think he's made a name for himself. Now, has he been perfect? Absolutely not. But I'm doing my best right now to keep this offensive line together because we've seen firsthand they can play as a cohesive unit. They have the ability to run block. They're okay. They're okay in the pass protection game. So if that's the case, yes, Cam Robinson, definitely get him. DJ Hayden, from a depth perspective, from that nickel corner, possibly, right? I think he regressed a little bit this season, but if he comes at the right price, why not? I think Chris Conley, we'll see what happens with him, but listen, Keelan Cole, let's be honest here. Keelan Cole has been outplaying Chris Conley. So if that's the case, then you go with Keelan Cole over Chris Conley. And that's even a big question. I think Keelan Cole's made some money for himself as well. Now, whether it's going to be here or someplace else, time will tell. But you want to talk about a gadget guy, like Laviska Shenault can be a gadget guy, but I feel like Keelan Cole can be that guy as well. So that's just kind of a little breakdown a little bit. Obviously, the positions in need, they said offensive tackles, tight end, quarterback. Yep. And I'm sorry, the last thing we got, the sensible plan to fix them. So here's the answer right here. Connor Orr has the answer how to fix the Jacksonville Jaguars. He says, hire Brian Daboll and Joe Schoen from the Buffalo Bills. Allow them a breadth of reorganization to the roster and develop the rookie quarterback. I'm not mad at that. A la kind of what they did with Josh Allen a little bit, right? What do they do with Josh Allen, right? They trade for Stephon Diggs. Now, at the time, keep in mind, a lot of people were like, well, Stephon Diggs, he was always kind of the tour receiver in Minnesota. He was good, but it was more Adam Thielen show. Well, Stephon Diggs goes to the Buffalo Bills, and spoiler alert, Josh Allen's having a career year, Stephon Diggs having a career year. So that goes to show you what happens when you build the talent around your future, right? Josh Allen being that future. Now, they risked on Josh Allen in Buffalo, right? Comes out of Wyoming, didn't have that good, numbers his last year there. Played with a lot of, under par competition, went against a lot of under par competition. But at the end of the day, he did his thing. And right now, he looks like he's going to be the future for the Buffalo Bills. And if you're a Bills fan, you got to like what you see out of Josh Allen. So kind of taking the Buffalo Bills model a little bit, not bad. one final thing. And this is the outside the box idea to fix them. Now, I get this, right? This is a headline getter. I get all that stuff. But here's what Connor Orr thinks the outside the box idea should be to fix the Jacksonville Jaguars next season. Hire Marvin Lewis as a coach and general manager with the stipulation that he brings along a hyper-young coaching staff, the plan being that one will eventually transition into the head coaching role and Lewis will be back into a full-time personnel role. Whew. This is a big one because a few things come of Marvin Lewis being the head coach and general manager. Now, let's be honest. Not going to happen, right? But it's fun to speculate. It's fun to go to fantasy land every once in a while, and just kind of put out a prediction there. To me, this cannot happen because Marvin Lewis, listen, I respect Marvin Lewis. I told you I met Marvin Lewis on Bourbon Street one night. It was a good time. He knew who I was. I respect the guy. But as far as those playoff runs, as far as winning those big games, he's never been able to do it. Now, as far as the hyper-young coaching staff's concerned, I'm all for getting young guys in here, and I'm all for getting maybe a young coach in here to try to revitalize this team a little bit, give them some new lifeblood. I'm not opposed to that. But you're absolutely crazy if you think you can just get by with a bunch of young position coaches, a bunch of young coordinators, and it's all going to work out. Because this team right here that I see on paper right now, they're too young to do that. Sure, they may be mature. Sure, you may have had a certain type of player that you drafted this year that fits the mold of a company guy, that fits the mold of a building block going forward, and I get all that. But at the end of the day, when we're talking about a team and what this team needs experience. This team needs leadership, and this team needs a guy to come in and establish the culture. And I don't just mean from a head coaching standpoint. I mean from a coordinator standpoint. I mean from a GM standpoint. And I mean from a coordinator, and a head coaching standpoint as well. So with that being said, I don't like the Marvin Lewis coach and general manager stipulation bringing young guys under him, because in order to do that, you have to win right off the bat to promote somebody, and who's to say that's going to happen? Because the past decade, there hasn't been a lot of winning going on with the Jacksonville Jaguars. And that's the article with Connor Orr talking about how do you fix this team and the 2021 season outlook. But listen, I'm not just a follower and I'm not just a reader. I'm also a guy who can put it upon himself and answer the question that I want. You know, I can give you my advice a little bit of how do the Jaguars fix where they're at right now. What do they have to do going forward from a signing standpoint, from getting a free agent standpoint, from a drafting standpoint, and obviously a GM and a head coach standpoint? And listen, I've been very adamant about this. As far as GM candidates, listen, I can name them. I can tell you who they are. But honestly, I've never sat down with these people. I've never had dinner with these people. And I've never interviewed these people. So, like, I can go ahead and tell you, well, if you go ahead and get Dorsey, who was at Kansas City and who was at Cleveland, who has turned those things around, I would say, well, look what those teams have done. Look at Kansas City's roster right now. Look at Cleveland's roster right now. From a roster perspective, there's probably not a better candidate out there right now than John Dorsey. But once again, he's got to work out with the coach, right? Because roster building is only one part of it, right? You have to have the vision. You have to be able to gel with the head coach. And depending who the head coach is, depends if they can gel with the GM. So what I want more than anything, and I've said this before, I don't need the sexiest girl at the bar. All I need is the girl that I'm going to get along with the most, okay? All I'm going to need is the girl that has something special about her. And with that being said, it may not be the biggest name, and I'm talking from a GM perspective. I'll get to the head coaching perspective in a second. But from the GM perspective, all I want is a guy who's organized, who has the goal, who can communicate and pass that goal along. That's it. And obviously, you have to be a talent evaluator. I mean, that's like the first thing about being a GM. You have to be able to evaluate the talent. And I think all the candidates out there, there's pros and cons to each one, but that's what I'm asking of. Now, the head coach, and this is where I go back and forth, right? I wish I had a clear answer of what I want for a head coach, but unfortunately, I don't do that. Now, obviously, last year I wanted Ron Rivera here. I thought Ron Rivera could be a guy that turns around the culture, that, sets the blueprint a little bit and starts from the base and builds up. And so far in Washington, it looks like he's doing a pretty admirable job. We'll see what happens from there. This is different to me because you're getting a new quarterback. You're getting a new quarterback with that first pick. And one would say history has shown us when you get a new quarterback like that, you go after the offensive-minded coach. Maybe you go after the young guy a little bit who's going to work with a Trevor Lawrence or a Justin Fields. So a part of me wants to get the young guy, the offensive-minded guy, kind of the outside-the-box guy, let's just say. And then the other part of me sees this team right now, and I see the youth. I see the lack of, just leadership, and I see the lack of just a goal. I feel like this is a team right now that is lost. I feel like this is a team right now that needs a little extra motivation, that needs a clean slate, that needs a fresh start, and that needs a foundation. Because this isn't going to be a one-year fix. This is going to be a job. This is going to be a 3, a 4, a 5-year fix. Right? And I don't care what the Tennessee Titans are going to do in the future. I don't care about the Colts. I don't care about the Titans. Sure, they can probably be super competitive. We'll see what happens. But I'm talking about from the Jags perspective, you need somebody that can tear everything up and rebuild it. And when we talk about those type of traits, we lean more towards a defensive-minded coach. So I'm torn here, everybody. I'm torn because do I go with the offensive-minded guy, which is the hot new thing? It's the sexy thing right now. And you bring in a rookie quarterback who can work with that head coach. Or do I go with a defensive-minded guy and a culture builder? And the answer to that question, in my opinion, what's the hot thing right now? It's the offensive coach, right? So to me, that's not even the outside-the-box thinking. That's going with the status quo. And what I learned about football and how you construct a team and all that kind of stuff, what I've seen in locker rooms, is when everybody goes left, you go right. You think outside the box. And I think right now, an outside-the-box move would be bringing in a defensive-minded guy. Now, I'm not saying bring in Marvin Lewis, but I'm saying bring in maybe a veteran guy who's known for rebuilding things, rebuilding a culture, and you go from there. More on ESPN 690 when we get back.
Action Sports Jax with Brent Martineau on ESPN 690 is brought to you by Best Bet Jacksonville and Orange Park.
Now, the First Alert forecast on ESPN 690.
Expect clear skies and cold temperatures tonight will be dropping into the 30s, but milder for Saturday, partly sunny and highs in the mid-60s. From the First Alert Weather Center, I'm Action News Jax Chief Meteorologist Mike Burrish.
The Weather Center is brought to you by Beard's Diamonds. Just in time for the holidays, save up to 40% on everything store-wide at Beard's Diamonds.
We should always be looking at our finances, but 2020 made my family take an even closer look, a bit more of a deeper dive, and it might have done the same for you, even into the world of retirement. Although that's a bit down the road for me, it might be closer for you, and your plan should already be under a microscope, and you have to lean on the experts to help guide the right plan. My friend Mike Lester with Talon Wealth Management is the perfect partner. He will provide a complimentary analysis and a plan for you. Call him at 904-515-5000 or visit guardingyournestegg.com. That's 904-515-5000 or guardingyournestegg.com. Mike will give you the guidance you need as retirement gets closer. He can help you convert company plans to private plans, a move that might give you higher returns and more options. You've earned the money. Now make sure you are ready for whenever retirement will be. Call Mike Lester at Talon Wealth Management, 904-515-5000. That's 904-515-5000. Or visit guardingyournestegg.com.
The Florida Theater presents Classic Albums Live performing the Beatles. Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, 8 p.m. Friday, June 18th, 2021.
With Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band.
Tickets go on sale this Friday, December 18th at 10 a.m. at floridatheater.com or 904-355-2787. Another socially distanced show with health safety precautions in place at the Florida Theater. Classic Albums Live performing the Beatles.
For more than 25 years, the potential for health improvement is seen with each patient that walks through our doors. Healthcare decisions don't have to be confusing. Make Island Doctors your medical practice.
My husband and I have been coming to Island Doctors for approximately 10 years, and we have been very happy with them, and we trust them.
Call us today and schedule a tour of one of our locations near you and take a look at our Best Wellness program. And welcome home.
Call 1-877-434-4676 or visit islanddoctors.com.
No matter what you are driving, you can step up to luxury now at any of the Fields Auto Group dealerships in Jacksonville. Cadillac, Jaguar, Land Rover, Lexus, Mercedes-Benz, and Porsche. Yes, it's luxury for less at all Fields Auto Group locations in Jacksonville. Plus, you'll also be part of their exclusive Fields Amenities program, where you will get complimentary loaners, car washes, and cafes. So whatever you're driving, see Fields first and step up to luxury for less during this amazing opportunity. Visit fieldsauto.com.
Guys, happy holidays from Prime Men's Medical Center. This has been a trying year, so we want to help you enjoy the holiday season. Suffering from ED or PE? Has Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra let you down? The physicians at Prime Men's Medical Center can have you lasting 30, 60, 90 minutes or longer in the bedroom. See results on first visit guaranteed or consultation is free. Call 904-206-8105 now and start the new year off with a bang. Call Prime Men's Medical Center, 904-206-8105.
The hardest part of any goal is oftentimes getting started. All month long, we're going to help you get started on the path for a happier you for free and without having to leave your home. If your business would like to get involved, visit GetStartedJags.com.
Bud Light and Michelob Ultra want to make sure you're ready to kick off this holiday season. Stock up on your Bud Light 12-pack 16-ounce or Michelob Ultra 18-pack 12-ounce for this holiday season with a $5 rebate. Grab your favorite at Racetrack, Brookview Food Store, or Blanding Grocery. Enjoy responsibly. Bud Light Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
After such an emotional year, she deserves a gift that brings out the best emotions possible. Happiness, joy, and love. At Diamonds Direct, we specialize in creating those memorable moments. And this year, we believe they're more important than ever. So, for the entire month of December, we're making it easy with 48 months zero-interest financing on everything. All rings, all earrings, all bracelets and pendants, all bands, and yes, all designer jewelry, including thousands of engagement rings with certified natural diamonds. With Diamonds Direct's expanded holiday selection, it's like shopping 50 jewelry stores at once. And rest assured, in our showrooms, we're going above and beyond when it comes to your safety. Plus, we're offering video chat, online shopping, and curbside pickup. However you connect with us, you'll get the best value, the highest quality, and the financing that makes everything affordable. 4 years, zero interest. After all you've been through this year, end it on a high note by celebrating your love with a gift that's romantic, timeless, and symbolic. From Diamonds Direct.
Off Town Center Parkway, just left of the Hyatt.
Happy holidays from the team at CGC Water. This holiday season, our gift to you is clean drinking water. A Connecticut system from CGC Water removes up to 99% of contaminants. That's clean. Right now, CGC Water is offering a free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Connecticut Premier softener like the one we have at our home. If you're still not filtering your water, you are the filter. Schedule your free water test today and get peace of mind knowing your family's water is safe water. CGC is still taking extra precautions with in-home visits and continuing to follow CDC guidelines. Remember now, this is a limited time offer. A free A200 reverse osmosis drinking water system with the purchase of a Connecticut Premier softener. Special holiday financing available for a limited time with approved credit. Call 904-552-1242 for details or visit cgcwater.com. Serving Northeast Florida and Southeast Georgia, CGC Water Treatment, your local independent Connecticut dealer. Have a happy and safe holiday season.
Hi, it's Brian Kilmeade for Phil Aiken Home Team Keller Williams Realty. I'm talking with Greg and Gary about their recent home sale. Why did you call Phil Aiken?
We called Phil Aiken because we had heard that his team will sell your house quickly and for more money than any of the other realtors in town.
Tell us what happened.
Phil Aiken and his A-team, they will make the process very easy. Sold in 4 days and got over asking price.
Well, that's great. So how did you think they were able to sell it so fast?
Because Phil has the buyers and they have the team that can get the job done quickly and stress-free.
What would you tell a friend who is looking for a real estate agent to sell their home?
Would I recommend Phil Aiken and the A-team? Absolutely.
Well, the results speak for themselves, right? Phil Aiken and his team have the systems and will even guarantee to sell your home in writing or buy it himself.
Yes, we got better results than we expected.
Thanks, Gary. Friends, hire the agent with the buyers looking to buy a home right now. Call Phil Aiken. Call 500-PHIL. That's 500-PHIL or visit philhasthebuyers.com.
You know that saying, good things come to those who wait? Well, there's another saying. You snooze, you lose. Because it's the final days of Toyotathon going on now. And that means you've got to go see our friends over at Arlington Toyota today and get your Toyotathon savings while you still can. How big are the Toyotathon savings at Arlington? Well, I'm talking lease offers that'll have you saying, oh, wow, I could definitely do that. I mean, you could be in a new Toyota today, but you got to hurry. During the final days of Toyotathon at Arlington, you can lease a new 2020 Camry LE for a low $162 a month. Or how about a new 2021 RAV4 LE? It's yours at an incredibly low lease payment of just $204 a month. And with every new vehicle purchase from Arlington, you get a lifetime warranty with unlimited time and miles. Plus, you can buy with total peace of mind thanks to Arlington's 30-day exchange policy. That's 30 days to love it or exchange it. Don't wait. It's the final days of Toyotathon at Arlington Toyota. Shop safely in person at 10939 Atlantic Boulevard or online at arlingtontoyota.com. Visit arlingtontoyota.com/Toyotathon for full details.
Come to Monahan Jewelers' 43rd annual holiday sale now with 30% off on GIA certified diamonds and up to 40% off our entire store. Certified diamonds, gemstones, engagement rings, diamond studs, designer brands. Monahan's has it all. We're not a big box store. We're your local family jeweler with an amazing hand-picked inventory. Monahan's has jewelry for every budget with interest-free financing. Enjoy beautiful jewelry with a low monthly payment. Support your local family jeweler this Christmas with up to 40% off our entire inventory. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year from Cox Media Group Jacksonville. Here are some special holiday greetings from our partners.
Hi, this is Eddie Farah from Farah & Farah, and we wish everyone a very happy holiday season.
This is Carl Davis from Family Key of St. Augustine. We want to wish everyone a very Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a safe and healthy New Year.
Hi, this is Sarah Blaylock, wishing you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year from Adamak Harley Davidson.
And from all of us at Cox Media Group, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and Happy New Year.
During the Happy Honda Day sales event, your local Honda dealer can make it a reality. Clearance pricing on all Honda models? Got it. Top dollar for your trade? Got it. Special financing? Got it. Going on now at your local Honda dealer. Don't miss this sales event. We are dealing.
The hardest part of any goal is oftentimes getting started. All month long, we're going to help you get started on the path for a happier you for free and without having to leave your home. If your business would like to get involved, visit GetStartedJags.com.
Unfiltered. Keyshawn Johnson, Jay Williams, and Zubin Mahente.
They actually shouldn't have never benched Mitch Trubisky when he was 3-0. You probably would have put yourself in a much better place right now today.
Keyshawn, Jay Will, and Zubin. Weekday mornings at 6 Eastern on ESPN Radio, your smart speaker, or on ESPN News.
Brent Martineau.
The freaking Jacksonville Jaguars are 14-12 all time against one of the best organizations, quite frankly, in all of sports.
Austin Lane.
Get him, Brent. Get him, Brent.
Action Sports Jax on ESPN 690.
Hey everybody, first and foremost, I'd like to thank God. I know y'all have been sending y'all prayers out the last few weeks, and me and my parents are very grateful for the prayers that's been going out. To all doctor and medical staff at Tallahassee Memorial and UF Shands, I just want to say thank you for all the support y'all gave me, especially the lady that was in the gym at Florida State. To my Gator Nation and UF athletic family, I just want to thank you for all the prayers that y'all gave out to me. Go Gators.
Florida Gators forward, Keontae Johnson. Great to hear from that young man. You know, after that incident that transpired this past weekend, you know, and all the speculation out there and all the hearsay. And, yeah, we had a family member tell us kind of what was up, but we didn't get a lot of clear words and things like that, a bunch of clear verbiage. It's refreshing that we actually get to see Keontae Johnson. We see a video of him. He seems to be, you know, in the best spirits given the circumstances. And that's a start to a great weekend for me. You know, that means everything, because it's one thing if you have a coach, even a doctor or a family member say something and, you know, the paper or ESPN reports that. Yeah, that's great. That's good to stay in the loop. But it means something a little extra when you have the man himself talk to you, right? And you have the man himself where you can see the kind of spirits that he's in. So obviously I'm sure it's still a long road ahead for Keontae Johnson. Whether he gets on the basketball court again this year or not, we shall see. But it's great to see that guy in that video, man. That's awesome. That made my, like I said, we got a great weekend ahead of us. A lot of football, a lot of cool things happening. But that made my weekend And my weekend hasn't even started yet. So props to Keontae Johnson, everybody. Keep those good vibes, those thoughts, those prayers, whatever everybody wants to send him, keep those things coming because I'm sure he needs it, and I'm sure his teammates need it as well. The Gators are off the next 3 games due to the circumstances, but they should be hitting the court pretty soon as well. So props to Keontae Johnson. Kuz, thank you for sharing that, man. All right, so let's go ahead and switch it up a little bit here. We like to get in the festive season here at ESPN 690. No, we don't have a Christmas tree in here. No, we don't have any lights or anything like that. But listen, I'm a Christmas junkie, all right?
We probably should have put a tree in here.
We really should. We should have decorated.
Christmas lights, everything, yeah.
The whole works, or at least decorate our screen that's streaming. Kuz, looking at you.
I could put lights on it, actually. I think I did that before.
Maybe.
I did do that last Christmas.
Do you want me to wear a Christmas hat next Monday or something?
We should.
Yeah, we gotta do something, man. Literally, it's bleak in here right now. It's a college dorm room in here right now. But in keeping up with Christmas traditions, let's just call it. Last year we started something. It was Marcel Robinson, myself, supposed to be Kuz. Kuz opted out of it. Already had a foot in the parking lot. Was already ready for Christmas break, and chose not to take part of it. But guess what? It's just me this year, so you're doing this as well. And what we're doing is our sports letters to Santa. Basically, what we want for Christmas in the sports world from Santa Claus, right? Because we've all been good boys. We should be rewarded. Santa Claus is always watching. Santa Claus is always listening. So this is going to be my Christmas list of what I want from Santa Claus in the sports world. But before we get to my list this year, let's go ahead and do a full year recap of my list last year, and let's see if Santa Claus was listening or not. Kuz, you got that audio for us? Let's start from the top here. And by the way, you can kind of see where my head was at, where I start with Jaguars, I go on to other sports, and then I come back to Jaguars again because I'm super passionate right now about the Jaguars. Dear Santa, what's up? It's Austin. Long time no see. Thanks for not getting me the dirt bike that I wanted for the past couple years. Okay. It is what it is. Pause it real quick. Okay, so I got to preface this by saying, listen, I was not a big fan of Santa Claus as a kid because I wanted a dirt bike. I wanted a Yamaha YZ125 more than anything. And I never got it. Okay, so I was a little upset because I never got that dirt bike. But you know what? I was probably a bad boy at the time, so I didn't deserve it. Please keep going, Kuz. It is. Hopefully you answer my prayers now. Not sure I'm praying to Santa Claus, but I'm sorry. I want Yannick Ngakoue to be paid. Yannick Ngakoue, as you know, because you're a defensive-minded kind of Santa, he is vital to Josh Allen's development. And going forward, I would like to see the Jaguars run a 3-4 defense with both those bookends playing at the same time. Okay, Santa Claus off to a bad start. Santa Claus didn't get Yannick Ngakoue paid, okay? It is what it is. Did it hurt Josh Allen's development? I think so. Now, keep in mind, Calais Campbell is still on the team, so I couldn't even say, can you please keep Calais Campbell, because nobody saw that one coming, okay? So those 2 things. And again, Santa Claus, 3-4 defense. Where was it? I've been asking for the past 2 years, and you failed me. So far, Kuz, Santa Claus, off to a bad start. Let's see what else we got. You know defense is better than I do, so maybe it's still a 4-3 defense. Nevertheless, Yannick Ngakoue has built the culture. It's time that he gets paid like a guy who has built the culture. He's in Baltimore. I want Gardner Minshew as a starting quarterback, and no quarterback taken in the first round of the draft this up-and-coming year. Okay. Now, I was right about that. That happened.
You did that, yeah.
Now, do I feel bad that happened? Maybe. Okay. Maybe Justin Herbert should have taken a look at a little more. Listen, a lot of things could have happened. Hindsight's 20/20. But yeah, I might have messed that one up. Please keep going. Yes, including if Tua falls to the Jaguars. I think Gardner Minshew is going to be the guy going forward. We just have to give him some time. He has the swag, he has the leadership, and he's shown glimpses of brilliance. Let's build a team around him and see if he can sustain that for the whole season. My bad. Let's keep going. That's all I'm going to say. My bad. Now I kind of go off the rails a little bit. I want Giannis Antetokounmpo, a.k.a. the Greek Freak, just to be happy. Oh. And if he's happy leaving Milwaukee when his contract is done this year, I'll be pretty bummed, but he's a great guy, and I can never be mad at him. So at the end of the day, just give Milwaukee 1 championship, and then if Giannis has to leave, so be it. I have nothing but respect for what that guy has done to the cities. Listen, I mean, you want to talk about a chocolate fudge sundae with the cherry on top and the whipped cream and all the fixins.
Well,
all I wanted was Giannis to be happy. Turned out he's happy in Milwaukee. Ha!
Turns out, but also you implied that he was going to win a championship.
Well, hey, he's gonna win one. Okay. I mean, it's we still got a couple, but yeah. So I was off about the championship because let's be honest, I was unbearable last year talking about the Milwaukee Bucks until they met the Miami Heat, and what happened. But I'm glad that Giannis is happy. Obviously, he's happy with all that money. How could you not be? And obviously, he's happy in Milwaukee. So that Christmas wish got answered. I want the Jaguars uniforms to have a gold outline on their numbers. I know, I get it. We're tired of switching the uniforms back and forth, because you can't establish an identity. But Santa Claus, you understand, you wear the red, you wear the black, and you have the gold outline. There's swag there. So let's go ahead and put a gold outline around the numbers. That way, they don't look like practice jerseys. Am I kind of wrong, though, or am I right?
You were right.
I mean, I think a gold outline would be pretty legit. Simple as that. Next thing, please, Coos. I want the rebranding of the Jaguars defense to go from Saxonville to New Sac City. Just go ahead and skip this whole thing because it's not happening yet. I mean, it would be great. It would be fantastic. But you can't rank in the bottom fourth of the league in sacks and expect to be called New Sac City. So, unfortunately, that's not going to happen. I'm just kidding. You keep on going, Coos.
Oh, I did actually skip it.
Oh, whatever.
You
and then I said Josh Allen, the mayor of New Sac City.
Yeah, you talked about New Sac City for a bit.
Yeah. I was really trying to pump that up, I think. Whoops.
Money in it.
Hey, my bad.
All right.
Dear Santa, please give me Hunter Henry next year on the Jacksonville Jaguars. Keep going. I understand the tight end spot is a necessity, but when you draft a tight end, it doesn't always work out that way. I get Hunter Henry's injury history, but at the end of the day, he's probably the best viable option. Give whatever that guy wants. I mean, they franchise tagged him, so it was out of his control. It was out of my control. But yeah, Santa Claus didn't answer my Christmas wish there. We didn't get Hunter Henry. We got Tyler Eifert, and it is what it is. Dear Santa, please give me a commercial with Gardner Minshew as Uncle Rico and Lamar Jackson as Willie Beeman. The marketing dollars there would be off the charts. For those kids listening, once again, who don't know who Willie Beeman is, he's from a movie that your mom and dad watched called Any Given Sunday. Once again, get your parents' permission to watch that movie. There is some bad words in it and also some adult situations.
Understatement.
Yes. And by the way, that's Marcel Robinson chiming in as well. Yeah, we didn't get that. I guess people don't like making money. I guess Hulu Live Sports is stuck, photoshopping Baker Mayfield's head on somebody else's body.
Not Baker Mayfield's body.
It's pretty good. I mean, that was funny, and definitely in quarantine times. But I still say you got Lamar Jackson be Willie Beeman, but it is what it is. And I think, obviously, that the whole Gardner Minshew money train may have ran out. What else we got, Coos? Please get a beer-drinking bad boy in the PGA Tour so I can get pumped up about watching it again for Brent Martineau. Yes, Tiger Woods is cool, but he's on the back nine of his career. Give me Pun more. Intended. If you don't give me that, then just let Brooks Koepka go full heel. Golf needs a villain. Give me a villain. Yeah, so Santa Claus, you really dropped the ball on this one. What was the biggest storyline this year in golf? Bryson DeChambeau.
Yeah.
And this is why I can't come along and watch golf and be a golf advocate. Because the biggest story was somebody's weight gain. Every single time I would watch a tournament, Bryson DeChambeau gained all this weight. Let's see the before and after pictures. Give me a break. That's the big story in golf. What other sport can you think of where we talk about somebody's weight gain as being the biggest story in that sport? You can't do it in football. You can't do it in basketball, even though James Harden off to a bad start.
I feel like boxing and fighting, because they make weight, right?
Yeah, I mean, well, that's their job, though.
I know.
Like golfing, you can kind of weigh whatever. John Daly says what's up. You know what I'm saying? But, so we didn't get a heel. We didn't get a bad boy. We didn't get a beer drinker. What we got was somebody who put on 30 pounds during the quarantine. And, that's why I'm not the biggest golf advocate. And last but not least, and this is completely random, Dear Santa, please make a Broad Street Bullies movie and do it right. I don't care who stars in it. I think the story, and Kuz can attest to this, I think the story of the Broad Street Bullies is one that needs to be told. And I think if you can tell a story about the Ferrari versus Ford in theaters with Matt Damon and Christian Bale, you can definitely make a Broad Street Bullies movie. Listen, I know there's documentaries out there about the Broad Street Bullies. By the way, I'm referring to I think it was the 1970 Philadelphia Flyers, the Broad Street Bullies. It might have been the 60 Flyers, whatever it was. But if you don't know who the Broad Street Bullies are, look them up. Because it's a story that needs to be told. And I'm talking about a documentary format. I'm talking about a real live action movie format. It's one of the greatest stories in hockey. I don't even like the Flyers, no offense to you, Kuz. Your mascot freaks me out. But it's a story that I think should be told.
He's an acquired taste.
He's definitely an acquired hockey taste.
I love how when it first came out, we were all like, I don't know if we like that. And then everyone else was like, I don't know if we like that. And we're like, well, then we love it.
Dude, yeah, he's like the biggest thing in hockey now. Like, listen, I respect Gritty. I don't like him, but I respect him, man. All right, so that was my list from last year. What do you say, Kuz? We got a couple minutes left. Should we go through our Christmas lists of this year?
Yeah, I remember the problem last year, too, was Christmas music.
Sure.
Or holiday music.
Which you don't have?
Which I didn't
Yeah, go ahead and play some of that Florida-Georgia Line soundtrack, and it is what it is. Oh, that's not bad.
That's not horrible.
No, that's good. Do you want me to go first, or should you go first?
I only have 3.
Okay, so I'll go first then. So this is my letter to Santa, my 2020 things I want in the sports world, things that I want for Christmas. Dear Santa, James Robinson to the Pro Bowl. I get right now the Jaguars aren't a good team. I get they have 1 win right now. But if anything great can come from this season, it's James Robinson. That guy deserves the Pro Bowl. Even though I played at Illinois State back in college, even though their fans were very, very rude to me, okay? Not going to repeat what they said, Santa Claus. They're definitely on your naughty list. But I think James Robinson deserves to go to the Pro Bowl, and Illinois State Redbird fans, I hope you guys get Cole, because I don't want to swear for the FCC, especially if I'm talking to Santa Claus. Number 2, dear Santa Claus, I'm going to repeat myself from last year because you might not have heard me. I want a brand new 3-4 defense. I want it equipped with all the bells and whistles. Give me the psycho packages. Give me the corner and safety blitzes. Give me the middle linebacker blitzes. And give me Calebon Chason and Josh Allen on the corners. Santa, this is the second year that I've asked for this. If I don't get a 3-4 defense this year, I'm going to find where you live. I'm going to knock your house down. And we're going to have a little chit-chat.
North Pole.
That's not a threat. Yeah, but do you have the address of the North Pole, Kuz?
Oh, no.
Yeah, I mean, when kids write a letter to Santa, they don't put 9734 North Pole Drive. No, it's just North Pole. So I will find you, though, Santa. So let's get a 3-4 defense up in here. Dear Santa Claus, I would like the college football playoff to 8 teams, please, instead of 4. And by the way, college football playoff committee, where's the camera at? Right there. Hey, cowards. All right, it's been a really crappy year. They discontinued the Mexican pizza. A lot of things have gone wrong. Video games aren't getting released on time. I can't go to a movie theater. I haven't seen a concert in over a year. Do this for me and do this for football fans. Make a college football playoff with 8 teams. It would be the best thing ever. It would give us hope going to 2021. And right now, this country loves its college football, and we love to have that hope. Hey, committee. Do the right thing. Hey, Santa Claus, make sure they do the right thing. Dear Santa Claus, please make Logan and Jake Paul shut their mouths. Make them go away. I don't care. I don't like talking about them. I don't like giving them attention, and I know that's what I'm doing right now. And hey, MMA fighters and boxers, don't entertain them. Shut your mouths as well. If we don't acknowledge Jake Paul and Logan Paul, guess what? They go away. Just like the T-Rex in Jurassic Park. So everybody, let's do our part. Let's stop talking about Jake Paul. Let's stop talking about Logan Paul. And let's just let them go away back to their YouTube lives. MMA fighters, keep doing your MMA stuff. And boxers, keep doing your boxing stuff. Yes, I understand money's an important aspect, okay? But don't let them come into your sport. Let them go. Stop talking about him. Dear Santa, this is the last thing. Short list this year, because I've been a pretty good boy, but not as good as last year, possibly. Dear Santa, this goes hard, Q's with the drums, little drummer boy coming at you. Dear Santa, please give me a 20-piece lemon pepper wing from Magic City Gentlemen's Club. Not because I enjoy Gentlemen's Clubs, I'll be honest, I don't. I don't see the point of them. They're a waste of money, and I feel like they're awkward for all parties involved. but I got to try these hot wings. If you're Lou Williams and you put your team underneath the bus, leave the bubble to go eat some hot wings, I got to know what these things taste like. So go ahead and put a 20-piece in there for me. Mail it to Austen Lane. Lemon pepper more than likely, but I'll settle for Parmesan. I'll settle for mild. Heck, I'll even settle for hot. I don't care. Side of blue cheese as well, and a side of celery. Thank you very much, Santa Claus. Please answer my my list.
I like it.
Yeah, man. I mean, aren't you curious? Like, everybody talks about these wings.
Yeah, they're famous.
Like, but how good can they? I mean, listen, I've had a bunch of good hot wings now. I've been to Buffalo before. I've had good hot wings, but like, how good can these wings be? I'm so curious. All right, Coos, let's hear yours real quick.
All right, mine are easy. My first one is let us back in the Jaguars press box.
Dude, I should have let off with that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just want to go back to a game. I mean, I know, we could go to a game, but I wanted the press box experience again.
Dude, isn't it kind of a bummer? Like, listen, let's be honest, Coos. We're a lot of things, you and I. I think we're kind of cut from the same cloth in sports media. We're not really essential personnel.
No.
But come on, man. We look at our 3 takeaway videos. I agree. That's a great first one, Coos. I'm sorry to stop your steam here.
No,
Keep going.
yeah, there it is. Okay,
but
so
I agree.
My other one would be let Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons figure it out and work this year. And wait, and then if you wanted a stocking stuffer, you wanted to throw a little something else in there, let Seth Curry be the best 3-point shooter in the league this year.
That would indeed be a stocking stuffer. And hey, listen. This is Santa Claus, all right? He's not a miracle worker.
That's literally what he does.
That's a good point. He does create miracles. But, man, that's a tall task for Santa Claus on that one. Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid. What else you got, Coos?
My last one would be let my Washington football team get a logo again. They're starting to get really exciting to watch.
That's true.
And I want merchandise to be able to buy.
Oh, man. You know what the Washington football team reminds me of? Have you ever seen the movie The Big Green?
I don't think I have.
I think it was a Disney movie. It's a soccer movie.
Okay.
Takes place in Texas. And, obviously it's like a ragtag team of soccer players. These kids suck. And then at the end, they realize what they're trying to do and they become good. But I remember, like, one of their opponents calls them the Nothings from Nowhere. And they're from Elma. And they're like, we're not the Nothings from Nowhere. We're the Elma Nothings. And, like, that was, like, the big line. But that's what I feel like Washington is, man. Like, I agree. You guys need a name. Make it happen.
Give me a logo. Give me a mascot. Something to ride. Because the problem is, like, I would definitely buy, a hat or whatever with the W on it, which the W will still be around. But, like, if they change it, then I'll just have to buy it again. So I'm waiting.
I hear you, man. Well, hopefully Santa Claus is an ESPN 690 subscriber, a listener.
A syndicate.
A syndicate member. Well, we'll see how that 3-4 defense pans out. Mm-hmm. He's not going to be in the syndicate just yet. You got to give me a 3-4 defense first, and then we'll talk. But with that being said, hopefully he answers all our Christmas wishes, along with yours listening at home. And there it is, man. That's been our 2020 Christmas list in sports to Santa. A tradition like no other.
Mm-hmm. Which one of those that you said do you think next year will be the most likely that we'll laugh at?
Oh, that I'm going to laugh at? Oh, probably Logan Paul and Jake Paul, because, like, I guarantee they're probably going to be in the UFC and probably have belts somehow. Like, that's where we're going with this. Mm-hmm. It's not going to go away anytime soon because there's too much money to make. And at the end of the day, when we call, like, you hear the term fighter, right? Mm-hmm. Well, the word that comes before fighter is prize fighter. Mm-hmm. And that's what all these guys are. If you're a professional fighter, you're a prize fighter. And some do it for glory, some do it for championships, but the name of the game is make as much money as possible, get in, get out with your health. So as long as there's money involved, which there will be with Jake and Logan Paul, there's no way they're not going. I mean, they're always going to be there. And I get it. I just don't like it, but I understand it. Hey, we got a couple minutes left here, Coos. Coos with the Drive and Dish podcast. You mentioned Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid. Could you imagine if they got along? Could you imagine if they gelled?
I think it's just more working, yeah.
Yeah, or just like coexist with each other.
Right.
Kind of like you and I, kind of like we all do here on our show.
Right.
We just coexist.
Yeah.
But with that being said, some NBA rumors out there right now talking about James Harden. Talking about James Harden possibly interested in going to the 76ers, and in return, the 76ers send Ben Simmons to the Houston Rockets. Now, I'll be honest, Coos. I've heard a lot of crazy trades in my life. That doesn't sound that far-fetched. That doesn't sound that crazy to me.
No, and they were talking about, I guess, apparently when the Rockets and Sixers were talking, that was kind of what it was centered around, but it kind of died off, which I'm happy about. I want one more year. Give it one more year to try to work. And now if there was a way to get James Harden with both those guys, I don't know how you would do it.
Yeah.
But I would be interested to see that. I just don't want to give up Embiid or Simmons for it. And what I'm interested to see is how much Harden's value is going to decrease throughout the year if the Rockets keep him, because they're talking about how teammates are kind of upset that the Rockets literally just said, whatever you want.
Yeah.
You want John Wall, we'll go get John Wall. You want this, last year you want Westbrook, we'll go get Westbrook. You want this, we go get this. You didn't get along with Chris Paul, he's gone. Like, a lot of teammates aren't liking that, and so I wonder if that's going to slowly kill his value as the season goes on.
Well, and that also begs the question, too. If we're talking about Ben Simmons, I mean, what is that going to look like with John Wall and Ben Simmons? Like, that doesn't work.
Yeah, they both need the ball. But that's the thing is James Harden and John Wall both need the ball. So it's another one of those questions that and John Wall shoots a little bit better than Westbrook, but we haven't seen him play in 2 years. So
let's say that for whatever reason, it's a blue moon. Let's say that Harden does get traded to the 76ers and Ben Simmons goes to Houston. Who wins that trade?
I would be willing to bet in the immediate, the Sixers would look like they won.
Yeah.
But down the line, Ben Simmons is going to be around longer, and he's still young. So, it would look like they would win in the long run.
Last question for you. I know I asked you this question like one of the first months of our show, and I want to get your answer right now where we sit today. You're a diehard 76ers fan, and I respect the hustle and I respect the fandom. Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid. Which guy, let's say they don't work out, let's say someone's got to go. Who are you going to vote off the island? Who's getting exiled? Who do you want to see remain on your Philadelphia 76ers going forward?
Personally, I feel like you can get more in a trade for Joel Embiid potentially.
Okay.
And I think you could build a team around Ben Simmons easier than potentially Joel, because you look at the teams that win.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Anthony Davis is kind of a center, but not really.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're not – the teams that win don't have their main best player as their center, as a traditional center.
No, it's a good point. I mean, and to be fair, teams that win don't have, like, a traditional center in general, right? Like, the Jazz have Gobert.
Right.
I guess Bam could be kind of considered a true center, but yeah, I get what you're saying there. I'd probably go the same way, go with Ben Simmons, because he can facilitate, he can create his own, shot, his own layup, if you will. But so that is what it is. Hey, great show today, Coos. Thanks for helping out. Everybody have a great weekend. Enjoy your football Saturday and your Sunday as well. I'm Austen Lane. That's Justin Coos. Have a great weekend. We'll catch you guys out on Monday, man. Y'all stay casual.
Boss, hit the gas. What's going on? You were supposed to check to see if that house had anyone home. Now their porch is on